Keep it in. Keep it in. All right. So, first of all, thank fuck for that. Jesus Christ, what a run of sessions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Operation Pincer finished now. All of the various missions are done. That only leaves...
I thought you were just referring from when we actually got kicked out of Miss Hass.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, I'm really just the Take Back Miss Hass run of actually doing those.
High intensity sessions.
At least 2 sessions per group.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think they were all quite hard going. So, and the death rate was surprisingly low. Who'd have thunk it? Well, I mean...
Only one?
I mean, I've got to die at least,
Or is that just
sessions.
one character for you?
One who's not been revivified, resurrected or anything. There's been 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3... At least 3 characters who have been dead.
Yeah, but what do you count as dead?
Yeah, you were in death
down,
phase, that's
dead.
fine, that's down. But
Oh.
Bartok, Corim...
Have you died? Like, actually died?
I had to be revivified, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Our word kill, was it? Or one of them?
3 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah. Yeah, that's all coming back to me. I've had to be revivified, haven't I?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, that's the first time
In
ever.
fact, I don't think it was a revivify. That was a prayer to damage,
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
it's classes as a revivify. I asked Dad, so you classes, but yeah, that was amazing. Reinhold just held up a diamond to the sky because he had no spells and just prayed to Darius, and he got a natural 20.
yeah.
And revivified
Yeah,
the
well, I mean, a lot of that
He
came
was
into
sat
play
there as well.
because the Divine Gate was fully open. So your ability to commune with the gods was massively amplified.
Mine obviously wasn't, because when I fucking tried divine intervention, he said nothing.
You already had one.
One a day.
Yeah, 2 actually.
They were also trying not to get sucked through the gate and brought down.
They were a little busy.
They
were brimming it.
But yeah, it's worth noting. I've got it in the calendar, but if you've been revivified, having a bit on your character sheet to say how many times because it obviously affects.
What, are you making a note of it, are you?
I would no. You should make a note of it.
I'm making a note of
I've
mine.
put it in
Well,
the
it's
calendar.
once. Harbinger, I mean, you're fucked the next time you go down, aren't you? I mean,
Been it's actually only twice.
what?
Yeah, I've been
might be more
resurrected
than that.
once and revivified
Oh.
once.
Still twice.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Are you
I thought
sure?
I thought you were on par with me.
No,
I'm on 3.
no.
I'd agree with him.
Yeah, I think you're on par with me.
I think you're on at
I
least
thought you'd
3.
been revivified twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's once in the first.
I think I've
In my head, I've always been a bit of a
done you
competition with this.
twice.
Yeah, I've been
Still
revivified
no.
twice.
Hey, yeah, Tara's still.
Luckily, he
no.
only remembers
I
the
was
ones.
revivified, and then I was resurrected after the Gallade.
I've had 1 resurrection, and that revivify you did on me would have been my 3rd revivify.
Yeah. I know, because I got a
So-
bit flat because I revivified you that one time because I couldn't. I reached into the creature to pull you out, and then you
Yeah.
died before I healed you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rams's notes in revivified twice.
Yeah.
Because once in the temple and once when the dragon came down.
You have I've died as Howl. And been
No,
revivified.
no, it's definitely Harbinger.
But yeah, you revivified me once, and I've been resurrected once. But I don't think I've been revivified again.
I don't know. I'm sure.
Sorry, I've got 301 pages of notes.
They'll be in there
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah.
Well, actually, we were looking at Harriet does the wiki every lunchtime, and she was just saying that Sam went on a bender and did loads of wiki entries for his, and I was shocked how many NPCs died during Operation Pincer. I was looking through. There's an entry for this NPC. Sadly, they did not make it. Sadly, they passed away. Sadly, they were consumed by dragonfire. Sadly, they were knocked over the edge of the boat and weren't seen again. So,
Is Laurie still alive?
unknown.
I think he's dead.
We'll find out.
Tonight, yes.
Tonight on Aftermath.
I'll
Just
tell you the
just
story.
quickly, Harriet. I need to know how to put an entry in for a character.
Okay.
I did Corin. I don't know if anyone's seen it yet, but I've actually put an entry in for Corin. But that's only because someone had already created the Corin page.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, Harriet, I presume, because I used it was a link on one of the write-ups. But none of the others are on there, and I thought, I don't want to fuck anything up here.
It's relatively easy to do.
Yeah.
So all you do is you write Jerick in the search bar.
In the search bar, yeah.
And then it'll say no page exists. Do you want to make a page for this?
Oh, right.
And then you click on
It's
Jerick
that easy,
and
is
does
it?
Yeah.
And it takes you to like the new page box.
Because it was I'll need to do Jonas.
It took. Yeah.
It's not going to be very long.
Well, because it's a collaborative thing as well, I mean, you'll put your information in and then someone else will see it and think, oh, that needs tidying up.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Let's,
take out the bit about him being a hero.
Yeah, we need a picture of him, so let's just Google image search for a cock.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
but
great.
But of course, then you can see who actually does that. Can't you, Harry?
Yes.
It leaves a history.
It does.
A history trail.
So the other little thing that happened in Operation Pincer, of course, is that they got out on the boat. MacLeod was on the boat with them, and it turned out to be Ravaran.
What? Sorry, say that again.
So in Operation Pincer, they managed to liberate a boat, and the Helvetians that swam ashore came in, and they had a bunch of the prisoners with no hands and no tongue who were accompanied by MacLeod. MacLeod saying, "We've got to get these prisoners out of here."
Right.
So they all got on the boat and they took the boat out, and they were attacked. But that's a separate story.
Okay.
And during a fight happened. There was some arguments with MacLeod about what should happen with these prisoners. But they got into a fight, and most of the party was screwed, absolutely shagged. And MacLeod said, "Well, I can heal." So everybody come close, and he got them all close, and he cast sleep. And then he banished Till, and he had a boat coming up called the Banshee, and which he'd communicated with, and he was going to offload all the prisoners and take them away. Now, fortunately, Crassus is elf, so immune to sleep, so he managed to stay up. He turned into a crab. And he barged Ravaran off the side of the ship.
I'm sorry, you've gone from MacLeod.
So
everyone was saying,
MacLeod was.
So
MacLeod was Ravaran.
Ravaran bamped away from your combat. Then he disguised himself as MacLeod, and he went and got all the prisoners out of the house.
We actually found MacLeod as our other characters. Jerick and Hal and...
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because we...
That's real MacLeod, and this was pretend MacLeod.
I see.
That's right.
Being a cock again.
But for the duration of the fight they were in, I used this miniature to represent MacLeod. I said, "That's the only miniature I've got at the moment," which was the original Ravaran miniature.
Suspicious as fuck.
To be fair, after you explained it, like you said, you could constantly clicking your knuckles like that. I was like, alright. And then I was like, oh, that is Ravaran.
The other thing was like one of the first spells that he cast was like a mage spell, which is hilarious because I remember that was the first time we ever encountered a ring, and there was a wizard. He cast a wizard spell, and then he cast a cleric spell, and you and Darren was like, "No, you can't do that. That's a cleric spell."
That's right. Yeah.
To be honest, none of us knew about Ravaran though. We were all...
No. In fairness,
that's what made it good.
yeah. I mean, it was the right crowd to play it to. It's
like,
really. I mean, I think that's one that's more enjoyable on a wider audience thing when you hear.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But he's alive. He got away.
Ravaran.
He's not got his prisoners, but
He's a
alive.
fucker, I tell you.
He was going to get all the prisoners, take all the batteries away, but fortunately Operation Pincer managed to rescue the prisoners and get away without him.
Crassus pushed him off. They bumped over to the Banshee, then Khalil pulled him off.
Sorry,
into water again as well.
Crassus turned into a crab.
That's
Yeah,
what
so-
he does.
Is that what you said? Yeah. And then he pushed him over the side?
Just pushed him off the side of the ship.
Ravaran ignored him, assuming he'd gone to sleep. And he went to the side of the ship to where this Banshee was approaching. "Come on, quick, we don't have much time." And the crab...
Well, kind of sideways across.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good because he probably didn't have great athletics.
Yeah, it was an opposed strength check. And it's not Ravran's speciality. Ravran's got loads of weaknesses. It's just that, you know.
Spells.
Well, we know how weak he is when we get close to him, but then he fucking bamps up with it.
away.
Yeah.
But Ravran had just fought you guys as well. So Ravran had got there and he really wanted a long rest. And
we kicked the shit out of him at one point.
yeah, well, I mean, he's still got plenty of spells left, but his hit points weren't that great. So he really wanted the party to take a long rest, and the guys all wanted to take a long rest as well because they could level up, but it just didn't happen. So he was on relatively low power as well.
That's good. Because he could have been powered, killing everyone one in a row.
Oh no, wipes all that in one go probably. Yeah.
Anyway, right. So I'm about to start this, and I have the feeling I'm going to say something to Gartok, and then someone says, "Oh, actually, just before that happens." So before I say this, is anybody going to say before that happens? We've just had the fight. You've taken him down. The circles in the sky have closed. Pelted down with rain.
Okay, I vaguely remember that bit.
Yeah. There was a disagreement about what should happen to the body.
Morthal's body.
Morthal's body.
I did maul it as a bear. I did savage it as a bear.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
It's
I wouldn't have stopped you doing that.
Gartok jumps and starts mauling the body.
Then me and Melanie was trying to protect the body with
All right.
the stones.
And I was going to turn it to dust. Just
One thing. Where I would be in terms of the situation, would this be directly after this happening? Or?
So what's happened with you happened about the same time.
Okay.
So we'll come to you shortly.
What happened to Sal?
Sal's still there.
Okay. Yeah.
Everyone from the Morphel fight is
Yeah,
still
you're not
standing.
involved.
I'm not right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
And,
okay.
and I think we're going to sort of play it as after that.
Yes.
I think a few of you will be taking a breather, which help explain what's going to happen with the characters we don't have present right now.
yeah, so Nazi
Yeah.
can just start walking up towards the closest temple.
Okay. So now there's two ways we can do this. I can skip a couple of hours ahead and we deal with Gartok, or we can deal with a few things and then we'll get to Gartok's thing shortly. Depends if you've got urgent matters you want to do right now.
I think it'd just be a case we'd gather our thoughts.
Make sure Morthal was definitely dead. I mean, I understand he's mauling it as a bear, but I just want to make sure.
There's one way that we can make sure I've saved a spell. If you want him turned into dust.
No, I think usually separating the head from the body does just as good a
If there's
job.
anything left, they can be brought back. Look what happens to Gartok. Even with dust. This way we can turn him to dust, sow him all over the continent.
I have a better idea. I'm going to chop the head off. Now I've thrown him in the sack.
The sack.
Yes.
The
Bag of holding.
Oh, right, yeah, the one you got from the dragons.
Yes.
Thing, yeah. Okay. Cool. Assuming nobody stops. Corin?
Search the body first, just to, in case there's anything on him.
Okay. So, looking over his mauled body, beset with claw marks. I mean, Malmir stands a distance away, and sort of shaking his head at the status.
Yeah, I
He
know.
had
He
very,
just wanted another body.
had
That's
very
what it
little
was.
on him. The main belongings he seemed to carry were the flask and the necklace, both of which you've taken now. But his style of dress was virtually nothing anyway. He had nothing on his upper body. I mean, he's got some gold nipple rings, so there's those. He had really just pretty much a loincloth on the bottom half, but for the most of the fight you didn't see that. There was like a trail of smoke underneath him. But yes,
Which part of him did you throw in the bag?
Well, the head first, and then the rest of the body.
Did you take the stones off and give them back to Malcolm?
Stones?
He's got magical stones on his eyes,
He did.
which Gar granted Malamir to ensure the body went to Gar.
Were they stuck to his eye in any...
They were just resting on his eye.
Oh, shit. Okay, before I throw the thing in, I'm going to wrap a rag round it so to basically try and fasten the stones in place.
Okay, that's fair enough. You'd know the stones were there, so
Yeah,
that's fine.
okay.
So we'll put some cloth around his eyes to keep the
Tightly,
stones in
to
place.
keep the stones in place.
Cut his head off and put it in the bag.
Cut his head off.
Put it in the bag.
Go to Gar.
Yeah.
Throw it in the bag.
And I mean,
give the bag a kick.
in any other circumstance, these are the acts of a psychopath. But yes, okay.
I will neither confirm nor deny your suspicion.
So all that's left of the town is essentially just that ring of buildings. From what we can see, we can see fires pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, there's fires burning in the north and the south.
And we've only got this ring of buildings that we can really see, because that's where we did the fight with.
That's right, yeah. You came down from Sten's old house was up here, and you came down to the marketplace. And that's where you had the entire fight.
I suppose we'd go into the... We may as well check some of the main buildings while we're here.
The guild house is gone.
As in flattened? Or...
Flattened. There's rubble around it which seems to have been cleared out of the way. The halls are intact. Most of the business premises are intact. Some of them showing signs of burned over the past few weeks. Fires have been put out but they're not repaired.
It's alright, guys, don't worry. We'll be able to stay at the tower for until all this has been rebuilt.
So, the guild hall, that's where Sten and everybody did their work, wasn't it?
The halls.
That's the
The
whole.
halls.
The guild house was the Adventurers
The
Guild.
Adventurers
So
Guild.
the Adventurers Guild, that's gone.
That's gone.
Should we check out the halls? See who's...
I think
We could see and have a look, see what's left of the Temple of the People.
that is a
That's where I wish to go after. But while we're here, we might as well check out the main buildings and where we've frequented most. See if there's anybody we know.
Yeah, go
just
the old potion guy,
Yannick.
Yanith.
In
Check
the
out
Western
Yanith's
Docks.
place.
We've got Yannis, we've got Bose.
Perfect Glass, didn't we have the person from Perfect Glass up the tower?
Up with us, yes.
Shall we go into the halls and take a breather? Because we're fucking knackered after that fight with Muffel. And then, in about an hour, have a think about. But I would very much like to go to the temple first, but all of those things are important. So
I think we need to find out what's happened with the other groups.
yeah,
There's the ones that obviously were meant to approach the dragon and free the dragon. I didn't notice the dragon.
yeah, we've seen the dragon. Has our group seen the dragon?
We saw it flying off to the north, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's the remains of Malmir's undead dragon also here.
Yes.
Remember.
Yeah, let's take a rest in the halls. Check it out.
And then we need to locate the other groups.
Yeah.
I don't know how you want to play it out, Jamie, but after the fight and everyone's chatting and you're doing your thing with the body and whatnot,
Yep.
I'd still probably be in bear form.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably would have just stalked off as a bear and I would have gone through the streets and ended up at the docks.
Okay. That's fine.
That's an hour per transformation, so.
Alright.
Didn't we gave our stones to two of the other?
We have
Groups.
one.
No, I gave mine away. You had one.
I had
you
one.
You had mine.
But this is where I got confused. This is our character as well. I got confused. I didn't know if it was this group that had it or it was
I think we still had one.
because
Well, I don't have it because Or more in top 9. Because I've still got the messages from you about that.
Yeah, Merger Squad still has Harbinger's Sending Stone.
Oh, right, okay.
And
so I did communicate to
Marshmallow
you.
has the other Sending Stone.
Yeah.
Yes.
I communicated to say that the dragon was released, but I don't know if you got that in game. So
Oh, message coming through.
that's too late.
Yeah, in all the
When we were
confusion.
in Ravran's house, it went off while we were silencing him. Convenient.
Yeah,
Just imagine.
that's a timeline issue, really.
Yeah.
I think you. Okay, so you stalk off towards docks.
Just to kind of aid that transition.
Aid the transition, yeah.
Yeah.
Helping me out. Helping me out. Okie dokie. So, if you guys are going for.
We're going to go into the halls and just check that there's no force of hobgoblins waiting to ambush us.
Check the halls out, see if the old mayor's there. Shanking. I mean, disintegrating.
Borrow's still kicking about.
That's essentially going to here, and we'll see who can see.
All right.
Because we saw Borrow being
He's a fucker, isn't he?
we saw him being tortured. So there was somebody who walked into the room where Borrow was, but the person that walked into the room was also Borrow.
Yeah, you saw crystal
I've
balls.
still got that crystal ball, so I can attune to it, and we can do a bit of scrying.
Yeah.
And then we can check. That's how we can check all the other parties.
All right. I was looking for a particular map, but it doesn't matter right now. So you go make your way under the arched entranceway to the halls. You remember this room from being usually crowded with people doing their business, bureaucrats, citizens trying to get permits, aid, money, and whatnot. And now the halls are deserted. There's just rubbish strewn across the floor, overturned tables, paperwork scattered everywhere. Just the right eye of King Mylock stares out from underneath the paperwork. The mosaic of King Mylock, not the actual King Mylock.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yes. The columns that go along the centre of the room, and you know there are doors behind those columns and a set of doors at the far end. All of the doors appear to be open. The place looks like it's been turned over.
Well, I'll double check. Poke my head into each room, just make sure there's no one in there.
So you go through. A lot of them appear to be either storage rooms or offices. One of them, you peek your head through. Kind of tentatively, it's Sten's room. Andrew's desk is a short distance away from the entrance to it, and that desk is tipped over. The paperwork you're normally on it, but now it's just an empty desk. And you open the door to Sten's room, which is partially ajar anyway, and look inside. The fireplace in there, no fire. Again, his desk is here and intact, chair tipped over, paperwork all over the floor, a lot of it burned. The window that he has in this room is smashed. No sign of occupancy recently, anyway.
If you want to take a rest and you give me an hour, we can start looking for people.
We'd go in one of the rooms instead of out in the open.
Yes, probably best if we stick together.
Was there one room which looks... Where's the car top?
Remember's outside. Likes to stay outside a lot.
Was there one room which looked more secure than the others, or was Sten's probably...
I mean, the doors have been forced on a lot of them, but plenty of them were just openable doors. So that you find a room that you can shut the door on.
Yeah, probably without a window. We'll go in there.
All right.
Cast light on something, and then we'll start taking a bit of a rest. I'm going to start tuning to the crystal ball.
Okay. So you guys are taking an hour.
Yeah.
All right. So Gartok, you wander down to the docks, and there for a while. Your thoughts are slightly confused between coming out of the rage and also how distorted taking this form on often makes you feel. You get down to the docks themselves. Most people steering clear of you. Quite a few people seeing you. You can see as you get down here, people manically trying to put out fires on boats. The rain has assisted in part, but a number of ships have been destroyed. Looks like explosions, if fireballs have gone off on them. Scuttled in the docks themselves. One ship is split in two, with the fore and aft both just jutting out of the water. The centre obviously disintegrated in the shallow waters of the docks. There are numerous small boats just floating freely in the water. Several large ships out to sea. That looks like a column of boats moving south away from Mist Hass.
I have no idea what that means.
No. Just a lot of
Activity.
traffic out there. Okay. You look at you quite rightly don't know a huge amount about boats, but you can see them moving away, in some places sailing across each other. You see a pair of boats which nearly collide into each other in their desperation to get away from the fire. But the rain beats down, deadening the flames on the boats nearby. There are various people there assisting, getting buckets of water from the sea and throwing those onto ships as well. You can see charred bodies being brought up from one of the boats that's been put out. They appear to have chains on their hands and ankles as they're being brought up, and they're being stacked side by side on the docks. It's something you watch from a great distance, seeing this. It's so far away. I mean, it's, you know, in reality it's only a few dozen feet away, but yeah, it just seems so far away. And you sit down and become aware that your legs are your legs. The bare form disappears, and you sit there looking out, trying to find that peace. Momentous that this has been done. And yet you know that you were taken, and you were gone. You were gone. You know it. The voice comes. Male voice from you. Gotok.
Male voice.
Yeah. Gotok.
Does it sound like it's like close to me, or does it sound like it's calling across some?
Not right next to you, but maybe some distance. It's a woman's voice as well. Gartok. It's time.
I'll turn and try and look to see who's spoken.
We see two individuals wearing what look like tatty, ruined clothes, as you would see on a beggar. And underneath those you catch sight of yellowish cloth, heavily dirtied and in a state. And both of these people are look, for all intents and purposes, like vagrants.
I haul myself to my feet, because for reference, I'm on 10.1 HP after the fight. So I haul myself over to him. It's time for what?
There's something you have to see. And I've been sent. We have been sent to show you. We don't know what to do.
Sent by who?
He looks around. Benedicta.
Then I'll use my mace as kind of like a walking cane essentially, and straighten up. Take me.
Is it true? Is he dead?
He is dead. Morphel has been torn asunder. I've seen to it.
Will he come back?
Pray that he doesn't even try.
He reaches a hand up to touch you.
I'm so weak at this
Yeah.
right now.
Lays his hand on your chest. You feel some power come from him and regain 10 hit points. It's not much, but there are many injured people here.
I will be fine in time. If you have power, save these people.
First this way. Takes you through the streets.
South or Western Docks?
Southern Docks.
Not that we're not there from, but
So I'll just follow the two individuals.
Okay. So it takes you up the main road, the Cobbled Street, which leads up a hill, up Dock Street. You know that going straight up here will take you to the marketplace, but it cuts left off Catcher's Way. It's a wide set street with alleyways down either side. There are still warehouses around this part of the town. And as you're moving along, you can see there is some commotion outside one of the warehouses there. There's a group of 4 people stood in front of the warehouse door with their hands up. Get back! Get back! We should burn it down! Right, the rest of the city's burned. Let's take this place down as well. It's the best thing. No. There are people in there. They're not people! And that's the gist of the conversation.
I initially want to go and intercede, but if the two people I'm following are just kind of moving along, I would stay with them.
They take you to this place and they make their way through the crowd. The lead man that you've spoken to so far, he goes up to the person at the gate. This is, we have him. We should take him inside. Well, is it going to be safe? Burn it! Burn it, I say! Get torches. We can go around the back. There's only, 6 of them now. We can take the whole place down. No. You can't touch it. There are people. It doesn't matter what you think they have done.
Is this the guy that's saying to burn it? Is he?
He's part of a crowd of people. There's maybe like 10, 12 people there.
I must up some strength and no more buildings should burn. The enemy is dead.
Intimidation check from you. 10.
I'm kind of like hopped up on a walking cane.
Yeah.
10 sounds about right. Yeah, just for your pure physical strength.
Yeah, we know who you are. You're different, though. No one would see harm to you. But you haven't been here.
I am no different than any of you. All I did was stand up and fight for what I think is right.
The lead man, Kulan, pulls open the door. Got up. Don't engage them. This, you don't need to fight. He goes inside.
I'll slump and follow him.
Leads you inside the warehouse. Dark in here. There are rafters up with open windows with light that cast down into this room. You can see row upon row of Goliath in here. There must be 100, 150 Goliaths maybe. All stood or sat, motionless, golden collars around their neck. We don't know what to do with them.
Looking at them, do they look just kind of out of it? There's no kind of...
They are
like checked out.
blank-faced. They were fighting up until very recently, and then they just stopped and came here and stood still. We followed them in, and those people outside, well, I think you can work it out, want to see all of them dead. And a part of me understands that. These are, to their mind, the enemy.
These people are not the enemy. It's the collars.
They've seen these people hurt them, their family, loved ones. That's a difficult thing to forgive, no matter the reason. I don't know what to do. I'm not a... They are but zombies now.
I know people that can help. If these people with these Goliaths are safe here, then so be it.
And that's just the point. I don't know if they are safe here. I mean, you can walk away. Sure, you're not in the best condition, but you're respected enough to still the crowd. What when you're not here? What when other people find out? They'll talk. I have no wish to see more lives lost, no matter who they are. The woman who was there as well at this point speaks. I care not. Grand scheme of things, we live and we die. While it is not our mandate, these hands on these people have done evil, whether it was their will or not. If they die, surely they'd go to Gar. They go to Gar and Gar judges them. And if they're innocent, then surely they're rewarded with a proper afterlife. Correct? That's how it works. Judgment from Gar. I'm no priest of Gar. You know that. I just feel they should have a chance to answer for themselves, to make their own amends before some god judges them innocent or guilty after they've lost their lives.
They should be given a chance to speak freely.
I don't see how we can do that unless you know a way to remove these collars.
Not me. If you force them off, the person will certainly die. It requires magic that I do not understand.
I have the ability to remove curses. Will that do it? I can remove some magical effects. Would that work? Or would that cause more harm?
Truly, I do not know. I always trusted in my friends to know what to do.
Well, we have no place to go now. I will stay here and try and keep people off. for the time being. And the woman says, I don't think it is up to us to decide. I think this is a matter of those above. But I will do nothing to harm these people.
This is what Benedict wanted him to see.
That was a lie. I knew the name had meaning to you, so I used it to.
I'll straighten up and try and grit my mace as if angrily.
It is not. Calm yourself. Calm yourself. I know all about you, and I know that you have great anger. I did not wish to see that directed at me. I merely needed to bring you to these people to help. I know you have a soft spot for Benedict.
Why deceive me? These Goliaths may not be my tribe, but they're still my kind. You don't need to deceive me.
Of course I needed to deceive you. Look at you now. You think you've been wrong just a fraction and you're tensing up and holding your weapon? I'm being honest now that I've revealed my purpose. Sometimes a small lie is necessary.
Speak plainly from here on. Be truthful with me.
I'm being truthful now, but no one is truthful all the time, Gartok. Truth is a matter of perspective. Your truth is a lie to someone else.
I suppose that could be. Yeah.
Trust in my actions, not my words. I brought you to these people. Did I not lay my hand on you and heal you? And when I said I've used much of my power on healing people, that was true. Words are just tools. Actions is what you should judge. And have we not had enough enemies without you looking for another? I'm trying to help.
Despite your deception, you did the right thing in bringing me here. I'll see to it that these people are freed one way or another. They are free to go or free to move on.
Well, I believe in free choice. I agree with you, they should have a choice. I certainly don't wish to see a mob fall upon them while they're unable to defend themselves. But I've been here. We've all been here. And these people have done terrible things. A lot of people are going to remember that. Even in these circumstances, I will not be able to forget that.
It's worth remembering that even though I garner some respect from the people of this town, I've done terrible things too. And when we are out there, we do not just face monsters and beasts. We have to kill people too.
Terrible things happen all the time.
And I've enjoyed it.
True story.
The woman. Well, you are only living. How could you control your emotions? You can't. You can't. We'd like to think the head does all the thinking, but it's our heart which does a lot of it, and If you enjoyed doing terrible things, it's only because that's how you felt. Is that wrong? Is it? Yes, it is wrong. No, it is not. It is instinct. We've been made this way. We spend too much time embracing other people's notion of goodness. Malu, this is not helping. People do bad things all the time. I'm sure you've done awful things, Gartok. I don't know. I know your reputation. I haven't seen you do these bad things, but it's all about whether people have seen it to be done by you.
And which side you're on.
Signs. That's such a basic thought, to think that there are signs. It is not black and white. It is exactly black and white.
Morfell had to be stopped when we did what we had to do.
I wholeheartedly agree. He would have been the end of people such as I and even you, man. And I have no issue with the fact that he was killed. I watched, and it would be a lie to say I did not smile. He deserved to die. Now you're prepared to judge who should die. Well, he'll be in front of Gar now, getting proper judgment. But for me, as one threatened by him, I am happy to see him taken away. I don't understand you sometimes, woman. I just don't. Well, you don't need to. Do what you're going to do, Gartok. I will keep people away from here. If you can find any other people to help us guard the building, then good. But I fear that word will spread amongst the citizens, assuming that they are free to move around now. I've seen a good deal of the hobgoblins fleeing the city, and many have left on ships. But the townsfolk will gather here looking for someone to blame, someone to take it out on.
Let me speak with the mob outside.
If you think you have the tongue for it.
I'll wander outside.
Okay.
I assume there's about a dozen people, you said.
Yep.
Who speaks for you?
Look at each other, all, unsure of what to say in response to that. One of the townsfolk, showing signs of being injured, burns on his right arm, singes his clothes. He'll step forward. No one else will, I will.
Step forward, man.
Close enough, thank you very much.
I mean you no harm. I hold out my hand.
You can mean me no harm from that far away, sir. We know who you are, heard your reputation. I know what you can do. I know what they can do. Don't we?
Look at me. Do I look any fit state to fight? Technically speaking.
Did you write that whole speech?
I'll got my hand out to him.
He doesn't move forward.
I'll look around, see anyone else who's looks really injured.
A few of them have got injuries. Say your piece.
Actions speak louder than words. Like, I'll move to. Someone looks injured and doesn't immediately recoil.
Okay.
I'll reach out and
Make a persuasion check. Shall we have?
I'm not going to check my bonus. I got 3.
Okay. So as you move forward, all of them move back from you. You can see the fear on their faces. Go back now. All right. No one needs any harm. No one needs any magic put upon us. No one needs anything. All right. Let us deal with our own issues. Okay. Let us deal with this. You don't need to even have anything to do with it. Okay. You go back up the hill. You go back up to your kind. Okay. Those people that just let us be.
And what would you do if I were to leave?
I don't know right now.
Would you murder a bunch of people
As they have murdered.
who
As
are
they have murdered.
right now innocent like children?
No, they're not innocent. They're
You've seen them.
certainly not innocent.
You've seen them, yes, with the collars.
Aye.
Those collars control people.
Flesh is flesh. It was their flesh that did the work. How do we know they didn't choose to put those collars on?
That is what we need to find out. We can't do that when they're dead. You all know me. You know the people I adventure with. Go. Find them. Bring them here. I'll be waiting. And I'm just going to slump down in front of the doorway. And just sit there. And hopefully then I'm going to take a short rest while I'm doing it.
All right. I will take a persuasion check as well, please.
Oh, I'll check the bonus this time. Persuasion. How have I got proficiency? What? Where'd that go for? That's 21.
Okay. The crowd moved back from you. You slump down. They talk amongst themselves, and you see a couple of them head off from the rest of the group. The rest staying where they are.
Yeah, I'll just stay calmly and just kind of try and recover as best I can, but keep an eye on them.
Okay. So we've cut back to the main group now. I'm gonna move on time. So we're gonna have you. Nothing happens for a while. You can have an hour. You can have a short rest.
Okay.
Not you.
Has anyone else in this group used the short rest button?
It's amazing.
Does it work?
It works for you. Click the box. How many boxes you want to use, and just take short rest, and it'll do it for you.
Okay.
But now that it's owned by Wizards of the Coast, it also deducts £20 from your bank.
Yes, it just kind of fee every time you rest.
Right, so how many of these?
If you just press long rest, it does a better job.
And it mortgages your house.
Let's do 4. So do that.
No, it takes about 8 hours worth of pay
So
now.
just
Yeah.
take short rest.
And then confirm. Let's find out.
I can see in about 3 months we're all going to be sat around this table with fucking pen and paper again.
Nothing happened.
Yeah,
Oh,
nothing happened for me.
It did not even add any.
No.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Anyway, I'm rolling 4d6.
They're not gonna screw what's making all the money.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pitiful.
I think we're going to have to need all of these,
9.
to be honest.
17 hit points back.
What should happen is, like, when you tick the boxes, do you have little boxes like 1D, whatever?
Yeah.
Press that,
should
press
we-
that, and that rolls the dice for you.
Oh, that can
okay.
actually come up
Oh,
with
okay.
money.
So what should happen then is let's roll 2 more.
Yeah,
Roll that.
I rolled a
Oh,
lot of
there we
dice
go.
and did not get very many.
Oh, that's better. I prefer this one when it rolls it for me.
So you click them.
You click them, it should come up with a little thing. down below with the. Oh no, it doesn't come up for you.
That's weird, isn't it?
If you already used them before your long rest, it will you use them so many per day.
Yeah.
If you already use them, it won't let you do it until you go to the numbers that you haven't used already.
Oh, I got it on for that. So.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
Might have it done that.
I'm looking a lot better now.
I'll have to use more.
Sorry.
That's all right. No, that's fine. That's fine.
So I'll have attuned to my crystal ball. As well.
Yeah.
There you go. Get rid of that one. How do I do attunement again?
So, as you're at the end of your rest, you hear a noise outside the room. In what must be the main hall.
I'll pitch us 2 more, sorry. I'm so bad. I'm hoping.
Whatever's
Wait.
out there can stay there.
Yeah, I want to know that I'm not going to die when someone points at me and says, power kill. Rabran's still out there somewhere.
Don't worry, I have a full quota of spells I can use.
God. It's awful for me. That means I have to do apocalyptic stuff in order to get rid of all of that.
What are you doing about? Because obviously I've took a long rest and I can't remember.
I wouldn't worry too
I
much.
definitely used up all me. I think 5th, 6th, and 7th were definitely gone.
Okay.
Most of me 4th. I might have had a 4th left, and I might have had a 3rd left, and I think I might have probably all my 1st and 2nd, or most of them. But
Okay.
the top levels were definitely gone.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I'm happy to go with that. I'll trust you. I'll trust your judgment.
Well, I can't remember. Gee, I couldn't remember what the hell we did last session. Never mind what spells I've got.
Yeah, you've been drunk since then.
Alright.
There's a noise outside.
Okay. Is it?
A little bit.
Does it sound?
Like something being kicked, maybe, and a rock skittering across the room. All goes quiet directly after that.
I'll cast some healing spells.
I'm a bit better now. Hang on.
Taking the rest is only help.
Yeah, let me.
I will survive more than a gust of wind. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm alright, Karen. Save it. We might need it on others.
You may need to help with the people around the town.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for
I can't
offering.
take another short rest though, because I've used everything.
I'm gonna.
No.
Well, you
no.
can. Just not use hit dice.
Yeah, I've got a few.
Have a look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see there's a person there wearing what looks like to be relatively cheap clothes, making their way carefully through the main part of the halls, looking left and right as they move. I know I'm not taking activity right now. Shut your mouth.
Open the door.
Okay. You open the door. They don't notice. And they move on ahead, going towards the far end of the hall. Come right past your position, so you're now slightly behind them.
Follow him. I'm gonna go stealth.
Okay. So
20.
they are actively listening. Okay. So Dramos makes his way out the room into the main part of the hall.
Oh God! I'll put my rations away.
They turn to the right, start heading over towards Sten's office.
Keep from
And they get up to the door, peer inside, come back out, move up to the next room, and look inside. Quietly move between the rubble, sticking close to the edge of the room. It's not as well lit as it normally is, and you find it quite easy to stick to the shadows. They move to the large double doors at the back of the room. Of all the doors here, these are the only ones that appear to have been shut when you came in.
Can I activate my ring of X-ray vision? If I see he's kind of like hesitating, I'll activate my ring of X-ray vision.
So you activate it, yeah? Looking for the door. There's nothing on the other side. It's a corridor which leads off, and there's some stairs. He reaches the door and turns the handle, pushes it inwards in the corridor. Hello? Is anyone there?
Can I
my God! What the hell have you come from?
Fine.
I did nothing, sir. I did nothing. Don't take me. Don't. If I've survived this far, I don't need to be taken. I've done some bad things, obviously, but not that bad. Nothing that warrants being taken to any kind of hell. Just leave me. I'm just.
I'm going to reach my hand out. I'm not going to touch him. I'm just going to reach my hand out. Calms.
I'm gonna come out of the room.
What do you need?
Well, I'm just trying to make my way. I mean, there was that. I've done some things, okay, but I mean, there was a woman, and I slept with her, and I didn't afterwards, and I didn't bother learning her name and all that, and I didn't tell my wife about it. But it's not enough to go to hell about. So I'm trying to help right now, and I think that should count for something. Okay, and I found a body once in an alleyway, and I didn't call the militia, and I just searched the body, and he had some gold, and I took the gold, and then I didn't report it to anybody, but I didn't kill him or anything like that. Okay, and then there was this other time, and I'd come out of a tavern and.
It's okay.
God, you're gonna do
that. See, Anime.
I'm not here to hear your sins.
I mean, the man was drunk. He didn't know. Okay.
He was unconscious.
I was sent up looking for the Harbinger or Corim or one of the heroes. This,
Harbinger, Corim, or one of the heroes.
Yes.
Jarek. And what do they need?
Well, there's this big room filled with these monsters that we're all looking to get rid of, and Gartok, the brute, is trying to stop us. I don't think he fully understands. So we discussed it, and we agreed we should come up and find Harbingers to come and explain it to him so he understands, and he will help kill them.
What do you wish to do to these people
They're the people they're the bad ones. Okay, they've done actual bad things, not like me. They they have hurt people badly. They've killed men, women, children. They didn't care. Yeah, we've all seen them do it.
Do they have collars on their necks?
That they do. Harbinger, you get up to this point.
Yeah, I'll be approaching slowly, listening. Not very stealthy, am I? So.
Go on, give it a try.
Okay, I know you. The Harbinger of Fates, right?
Just
Yes.
Harbinger.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this I was just explaining.
This is Dramos. He is my assistant.
Leech.
If you fall into darkness, Harbinger.
Still a bitch.
Not all
We've talked in the town how you travelled to the other side and back.
Not all tieflings are evil. Appearance is not everything.
So you're
Fair.
not from the Void, come to take souls?
As I said,
I think that's a reaper.
you do not need to confess your sins to me.
Oh, fuck.
You should have informed the militia, and you should probably go to a temple.
I mean,
and repent for your sins.
I had a lot to drink and I probably hallucinated half of it, if I'm honest with you.
I would go to a temple of God.
Just do it anyway.
That's a lie.
I would go to a temple of Gar, and I would advise donating the money that you took from that man.
Or whichever god you wish.
Well, I don't have the money I took from that man anymore.
Well, Well, let's hope that guy looks favourably on you when you go to him.
It is okay. Do not fear. Do not worry now. You have plenty of time to make up for whatever sins you have done.
You don't know that. I mean, 5 minutes ago I might have thought you do, but now Harbin just says that you've got nothing to do with the afterlife. You don't know. I might die as soon as I go out the room.
Someone who has been to the other side, I would suggest that you do repent.
This is very intimidating.
Anyway, you said something about people in the warehouse.
Yes. This warehouse is filled with horrific murdering beasts.
Do they look like Gartok as well?
They do, but worse. Drooling mouths, blank eyes, savage, unthinking monsters.
And since the rings in the sky disappeared, have they done any harm?
No, but that doesn't mean that they won't.
And since the hobgoblins and any others who were associated with those who came and took the town, have they done any harm?
Well, I don't know.
Have you seen them do any harm since those
I haven't seen them do any harm, but I'm just one person.
Which is fine, and we will ask others.
The collars. Do you know what they do?
Well, I don't. And Gartok was saying something about them being controlled and...
Come, we will go to the temple and we'll tell you the temple. We'll go where you're leaving us and we'll explain what they do on the way. Corin's here as well.
Corim?
Yes.
Very much like to meet Corim.
Corin!
I am here.
This way.
And I'll come out the room.
And you're Corim, High Priest of Darius.
Yes.
It is a pleasure to meet you, sir. I'm Geddes.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Geddes.
I understand.
I believe you're due to a bit of repentance. Maybe the Temple of Darius.
As a high priest, are you equipped to forgive? To do forgiveness and things?
Only within the confines of my temple, which resides to the north. It may do you good to think about your repentance on the journey.
I'm concerned that I might die before I have chance to properly make up for it and then end up.
Well, there is no time like the present, is there? There are many people up at the tower currently, and I'm sure many of them will be returning back to the town now that it has been liberated.
It's not safe to travel there, though, is it? It's not safe.
It's we will be making the journey shortly.
You see the dragon, sir?
The dragon, I do not believe, is a problem.
No, the dragon headed to the north, is it not?
I mean, I saw that thing land in the street and just incinerate people. They were just gone.
Well,
nothing left but their boots and a few coins in their ashes.
I believe that the dragon has probably returned back from whence it originally came, which is far to the north. I know I have been to its lair.
Of course it won't come back, will it?
There's no guarantee that it won't, but I believe it is satisfied itself and taken its vengeance for at least the time being.
If all has gone to plan, then the controlling device that kept the dragon here has gone.
All right. Well, we should certainly deal with these monsters, and I just need to stay out of harm's way until I can get some form of forgiveness.
Which monsters do you speak
These
of?
horrible, muscular brutes that killed.
One of the
That's the word.
Oh, I see.
As we're
Well, let us.
moving out,
I see.
we're trying to move out with it.
Are these some of the leashed Goliaths, I presume?
collared ones. Yes.
The collars, they take away your free will. And if you don't do what you have to do, whatever the collar makes you do, if you try to remove the collar, it explodes your head and anyone nearby.
I certainly understand that. I mean, the concept of being out of control of your own actions is something I could associate with, and then it wouldn't be their fault, I suppose, if they weren't in control.
It's not really their fault, no.
No.
The collar can make a good man or an evil man do whatever the person who controls them wants.
Well, show us where this warehouse is.
All right. Well, this way. Tim makes his way through the rubble and takes you out to the street. Marketplace. The rain has deadened off now, and it's cloudy. You can see that the skies are blue in the distance out to the sea, but it just seems to be a cloud that's hung over the city itself. It appears that Malmir and Sau have gone off to other places for now. I think Nazak and Jerick. Naturally, Jerick has gone to sculptors to have a statue made and mounted in the
I've
centre.
gone to try and find that fucking painter.
What was that guy's name? You said Geddes?
Geddes.
Spelled how?
G-D-D-I-S.
Double D.
Little D's.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Stop it.
Is he started it? Well, you started it. She carried it on, and he.
As we are moving through.
I finished it off.
Saying about him getting coins out of the ashes, and I've got this in the bag.
It's funny. He obviously just he only went there to loot
The loot.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so you come out into the street. It's mostly clear now. You can see there's a cart moving through the street, and there's a couple of people on it, and someone going up, and they're picking up bodies and loading it on the back of the cart.
As we pass through the city, I would like to, anyone I see, I would like to stop very briefly and just say, we've defeated Mortel.
Okay, so you go to the person who's... so there's people by that cart, so there's one person sat on it and the other person loading up bodies onto it.
Yeah.
Which both of them?
The one, probably that's not
Okay.
loading the bodies.
I've heard. Word's travelling around fast.
Good.
I mean, then the whole city's going to thank you. Yeah, we're doing our part as well, trying to... Nobody wants to see all of these bodies.
Can I examine the bodies? I'm just going to cast my eye over his arm and just distract him.
Okay, so there's a cart there, and you can see that there are several sets of legs hanging out the back, but it looks like it's piled high. There's a big cloth over the back of the cart as well. And the second man is picking up a body, and he's trying to force it into the back of this cart. They've got like a horse that's pulling it, and they've come from the north, and they're taking it down towards across the docks.
Where have you gathered these bodies from?
Everywhere. As soon as everything kicked off, people started fighting those. Whatever they are.
Where are you?
Rob goblins.
Oh, that's close enough.
Where are you taking the bodies?
Well, I suppose the best thing would be to take them just out of sight for now. Put them in a warehouse until the people at the Temple of Gar can deal with them, if there's anybody left in the Temple of Gar.
Yes.
There is a word. Put them in our warehouse.
I was expecting Malamir to be at the front leading the
If
north.
you take them to the stone warehouse
Stone warehouse.
opposite the Temple of God, there should be space in there. If it is.
All right. You hear that, Sarrow?
Where
Get them in there. We'll take them down to the stone warehouse.
have any of these bodies come from between the walls?
We've got them from all over. I mean, we saw in between the walls. It's an absolute mess there. But I didn't want to take the cart out there. It's mostly from people in the streets.
No, thank you.
That's okay.
You are doing a good service.
It's the least we could do. Can't be too soon to start cleaning up the streets.
Have you said any of their rights to try and help them on their way?
I wouldn't know how to do such a thing. I'm a fish packer myself. I'm only doing this to try and... I don't want any kids to see this. The kids have been through enough.
It is totally understandable. It is a good thing you're doing. Maybe, Cara, maybe you can say a few words just to help their souls on their way. I know you're more a Darius man, but any words would help.
Well, maybe, perhaps if we get them from a proper temple or
I'll,
something.
I'll go over and...
You obviously look busy and...
You all served Darius well this day. May God take you into his embrace. Amen.
Well, that's it, is it?
That is all they will need.
Oh, sorry,
Darius.
meant no disrespect.
Darius has blessed them, and God will see them through to the afterlife.
Take them to the stone warehouse opposite the Temple of God.
Sarrow says to the driver, "Hey, Diamond, what do we do about that?" Pointing at the dragon carcass. Think that's a little bit out of our remit, really. We'd need a bigger wagon.
I would advise leaving
You
that.
definitely can't put that on while we've got all these bodies in the back.
Yes, I'd leave that alone for now.
That's definitely maybe of interest.
Probably right. We'll get these out of the way anyway, and yeah.
What were your names? Sorry.
That's Diamond. Yeah. Diamond.
Diamond.
Yeah, just Dime will do.
And sorry.
Sarah.
No, that's Pharaoh.
Pharaoh.
Was it?
Yes.
Pharaoh.
Thank you.
Straight on the wiki.
Yeah, can't find that. Don't want that to be wrong, do we? I
Thank
noticed.
you for your help.
Well, I did.
Ah!
I posted it.
I know. I
So-
did.
Like I said,
But I didn't
least
know
we
whether
can
you
do.
were right or not.
Least we can
No,
do.
that's the one I'm positive about.
I think
That's the other one I weren't sure.
it gives us all a bit of hope to think that, you know, we can all just pitch in and do the right thing after all this god-awful tragedy.
Hopefully we will return some peace to the town.
Sure.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
Right. So Sarrow finishes loading up the body. Walk on. Yeah, we'll move on. And they start making their way south.
Yeah, so suspicious. Anyway, we've been good. We've been good.
We'll follow the plot line.
Yeah.
Let's carry on with Geddes.
Okay, so Geddes takes your group south. The wagon pretty much stays with you, but then turns left and heads towards the arena type of direction before you go south down Dock Street. So it's not too long until your group arrives at the warehouse. You see Gartox at the front and a crowd of people. There's like 30 people there now.
Make
More and more
way.
have been arriving. Make way for that. Make way. That's a harbinger. Get out of the way. She's a murderer.
Do I hear that? I don't know why I roll with advantage. I'm going to hearing. Ooh, natural 20.
You did. You hear someone in the crowd go murderer.
I'll give
Your
a-
hearing's phenomenal.
I'll give a stern look over in that direction. Or may have looked in that direction.
It goes quiet.
What's going on here?
I'll stand up as soon as I see you approach. I'll speak plainly so these people can hear. Inside are 100 or more Goliaths, all collared. They're all in a trance, I think. I don't think they have any master anymore. And these people, and I point to the mob, want to burn the place down. I've stood watch.
Have any of them approached Gartox?
I'll look at them. I assume they all kind of look very sheepish.
Yeah, after your rest, you obviously have.
I've packed a load of wounds. And I'm looking
Actually,
at
you're
them.
1 hour later, you no longer need a stick to walk.
Yeah, I'm just like.
Feeling good again?
Yeah.
Yeah, these people want to burn the place down with them inside.
There will be no burning today. Any?
No more burning today.
We're briefly going to cut away for a second here for all boring. So,
Well,
Dies of blood loss, yeah.
maybe there's a bit more burning.
Yeah.
so all boring. You got blown back by the dragonfire and knocked you unconscious for a moment. You briefly remember sort of groaning and moving as you felt yourself being jostled around, rings being removed from fingers, and but you couldn't pull yourself together. You snap to, finding smoke all around you, just charred soot everywhere. You sit up and then feel a sharp pain in the back of your head, and darkness comes fully. You awaken now in a large room, darkened. You can hear some voices nearby. You look down and see you are in your most basic of clothes. Virtually everything else being stripped from you. Cart stands nearby. A whole mound of corpses on the cart and been pulled off. Glancing over the side, you can see two men talking. They've dragged one of the corpses over to the centre of the room, and they've got its arms and they've tied it up against a column. And the two of them are talking, facing away from you.
What's it like they're doing with the body?
They've got it. It's like hanging limply. It's up like a support column for the building. It's hanging limply.
Am I like tied to the chair? Am I?
No, you just lay on loads of corpses. There's a whole pile of bodies.
Hello?
One of the people looks over.
I'm not dead yet.
Oh, thank the gods you're alive. I didn't realise. I thought everybody was dead.
Yeah, so did I.
Oh, hang on a minute. So one of the guys comes over. Are you okay?
No.
What happened to you?
I got really hurt by a dragon.
I can see. You're badly burned. I have a limited amount of power. If you'll allow, I can try and mend that burn a bit, if that's...
No, it's fine.
You sure?
I just need to go and find my friends.
We'll take it steady. Some water, perhaps?
No.
Water?
I need to go find them.
Look at the state of you, man. Is there somebody we could get you? So, do you know anybody?
Harbinger.
We just saw Harbinger.
Oh, really?
Yes. Saw her in the town square. Didn't we? That we did.
What are your names?
My name is Sarah.
All boring.
Boring. Well, as I say, I have some limited healing, but not Diamond over there. He does all the heavy lifting, but I've got some, as I say, some small affinity with the gods.
No, it's fine.
Sure. Well, let me help you up at least. Inflict wounds.
Oh, what a fucker!
You're fucked.
Can he hit?
Yeah, he's going to still make technically he's going to make an attack roll to actually hit you.
What's your AC with no armor?
No armor.
No armor is probably still about 12 because his throw is about dex of about a billion.
Unequip. Let's have a look. 13.
13. I rolled a 6, giving me a total of 10. Oh! So he grabbed your hand and reached. His other hand thrust forward towards your chest.
Yeah.
You push him to the side.
Yeah.
Roll initiative for me, would you please?
Yeah. You fucking am.
Let's go.
17.
Ooh, that's a 10 for them.
That's it. I don't know what you need to do.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fucking leg it. Is it what? Where? So am I? Did you say I was like in an outside, or am I?
You're in a building. You're in what looks like a warehouse.
Dash again.
There's a mound of bodies spread out, and you were just on them.
Okay. Where's the closest door? Where's the closest door I can see?
There's a door about 30 feet away. You've got 10 feet of difficult terrain of corpses to get through.
Oh, I'm using movement, bonus action, but an action to disengage. So no, he's within the 5 feet.
He's definitely within 5 feet of you.
5 feet. But use action to disengage, movement, bonus action, just a move and dash.
Okay.
So I'm.
So you disengage.
Yeah.
You move. So you're going to get through the corpses.
Yeah.
You get all the way over to the door. The door's barred with a big bolt.
Oh shit. I'm gonna turn around. Just. What are you doing?
There's been a confusion. I apologise. I was just trying to help you. Sarah starts moving closer. I was just trying to help you.
Don't you fucking move.
Look, let me explain. We've seen a lot of the dead being raised, right? They act as if they're normal.
Insight check. That's pretty damn good. 24.
I know he's lying, and you can see his fingers moving on his other hand, getting ready to cast again.
He goes, I know that spell. Get the fuck away from me.
Okay.
It's so exciting.
And sorry, can I? Not an action or anything. But can I see if there's any other sort of exits? Do I have enough? Like,
Make a perception check.
Oh no.
Okay. Make a wisdom saving throw, please.
You an elf?
Is it against being charmed? Do I get advantage?
It's against being held.
I think it's just normal.
Yeah.
Savage.
It is, yes.
That's cocked. Possibly. 13.
Oh, no.
That's enough.
Oh,
that's
you
enough.
joking.
That's enough.
So do I feel like I'm trying to like sort of like?
Yeah, you feel all your muscles tense up for a second, and you force spread. You're up. You don't see any other exits. It looks like this. You can see what looks like the remains of all stonework around. You've been around before. This is the stone warehouse. This is where like Malmy used to make all the gravestones.
You're just surrounded
Wait a
by
minute.
bodies
So
and
this
gravestones.
far when I went up to it and tried to
Yeah, you can spend an action to get it off.
strength. Seeing that there's no other exits, I've got to try.
Okay.
He's in a different one.
Oh no, this one has been alright actually, so. Oh, not too bad.
Oh, that's
It's
alright.
straight 15.
That's all right. So you push the bar to the side, and falls on the floor.
Movement bonus action, go out the door.
Pull the door, and you run out into the street. Okay. Looking back, you can't see them behind you.
Which way am I heading? Like,
Um,
I went out and turned left. And
If you went out to the left, so you run right up to where the arena is.
Alright, okay, I'm running right up to the arena.
Yeah.
I'm still in initiative, I can't use. I'm just gonna shout out, is anyone still alive?
You shout out into the street, and nobody answers you.
Okay. Obviously
Okay.
running.
So you keep running. You run for a bit, you're turning left and right down side streets. You look back. You see no one behind you. You're out of initiative.
I could have been killed.
So exciting. Those guys were very suspicious.
So am I like right next to the arena?
You're in the vicinity of the arena. So at the moment, because you were on a few streets, you're on Fish Street at the moment, next to Cock Alley.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. How about that?
It's Father Hell's favourite alley.
Cock Alley, next to Fish Street. So
Fish
you're in
Street.
this area.
And where did I come from?
You weren't
Sorry,
taking
where
the piss there.
where
It's called Cock
where
Alley.
was the warehouse from?
I'd let Charlotte
Well, the warehouse you came out of,
Yeah, where was that?
it's up in this area here.
Alright, okay.
Yeah, that's it. It's in that area there.
On the way here, I come through Woods Eaves, where of course you've got the Cock Inn.
Coffee,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna like circle back through Fish Street, and he said towards the marketplace.
You did say, yeah.
Yeah, I'll head towards
Yeah,
the
that way.
marketplace.
All right. So while that's going on, the rest of you are where Gartok is.
No,
So I've very loudly said what's going on there.
there'll be no burning today.
There's been plenty of burning today. Too right there has.
Are the two people that I came with still around?
They are.
The Goliaths in this warehouse are wearing control collars. Control collars force people to act in a way that they wouldn't ordinarily act. Looks
You've seen what Garson does for the town. He's one of their kin. That's what makes you think that these are not different to what Gartok is. Yes, he is brutish, he is no one for words, but his actions, you've not seen what he can do. He fought Volatile face to face, taking a pounding which none of you could survive.
None of that changes what they did.
It doesn't. But how could you live with yourselves, torching a building full of people who are unable to defend themselves?
It is not just that. They had no choice in what they did. You have a choice here. Just make sure that when you face Gar, that you've made the right choices in your life.
You have to live with the guilt.
Why don't you leave the Goliaths to us and go and spend the next few hours more productively, maybe putting out some of the fires within the town.
I'll take a persuasion roll from one of you with advantage.
Not me.
What's your persuasion?
My persuasion.
I imagine Corum's too stern to like really be very persuasive.
I always roll bad.
Tell you my charisma's not great.
I'm usually the speaker, you just talk through it. I just waffle. That'll be a 20.
So, Geddes is there as well. Says, you know, they talked me round, people. They talked me round. I mean, I certainly think it's possible that people can do things, and you know, it's not their fault. They didn't know what they were doing. Corum explained it to me. And he's a high priest.
I'm glad you were listening.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, we're not responsible for the things we've done in the past.
That's not what we said. Everyone is responsible for their individual actions.
Yeah, they are responsible. No. I mean, we're not necessarily responsible. Sometimes we might have been possessed. Like the control college is the same as demons or excessive amounts of drink.
All right. I think you've done your part. Get it.
I'm trying to help.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you very much.
The crowd does start dissipating and then moving back from you. All right, well, anyway, I've done my part, so.
Thank you, guys.
I'll look.
I'll be.
Bless you,
Send.
my son.
No, I was looking for the
I'll
I'm sorry for the things that I've done.
I'll take out a couple of coppers.
You stingy.
I'll take out several coppers.
Okay.
Go and take care of. There's going to be lots of homeless people. Be sure to spread the wealth.
I will.
I'll send a couple of silvers in there as well.
Okay.
I'll send a message. I'll be watching.
Well, that's sharper than I thought.
Oh, you caught your hand.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Wow, I hope you've learned your lesson. Okay. Geddes takes the coins, jingling them around so only the coppers are visible. Right. I've got to go and see to the pool. And he makes his way away with the bulk of the crowd. I mean, a couple of them still hanging around. They move further back though, and you feel that the situation has dissipated a little bit.
I want to look and take note of the ones which are more obstinate.
The lingerers.
Yeah, make sure that I've got a good visual on them, which is going to take me, at least 10 rounds.
Okay. So while that's going on, or boring, you come along the street barefoot, and you see the commotions, people coming away, and as you do that, you catch sight of Gartok towering above everybody else, and you make your way up to them.
Gartok! I rubbed you basically not wearing much.
He's he's in a shirt. He's just got shirt and trousers, and that's all that Allborin's got on him.
What happened to you?
Well,
File me next time.
well, the dragon got me. I thought I was dead. I don't know what happened to everybody else.
We killed Morfell.
How was your day?
What happened with the dragon? Did you release it?
We released it, yeah.
And then what?
It destroyed the temple of the people. At least that's the last thing we saw of it before we left.
Where have you come from?
Oh, that's where I was. I was at the temple of the people, but I was unconscious. I woke up in a warehouse with this guy called Sorrow.
Sarah,
He tried to kill me.
We've
Karen, do your thing. Do you know which warehouse?
It was. I point out to where it was. I'm not. It was over there, wasn't it, in the arena?
Yeah, he gestures off to the eastish.
Was it near the Temple of God?
I can't remember.
It is fine, you've run for your life. Karen, have you any healing?
Oh, that thing. That is your thing. That is your thing.
Yes.
What is it that I do again?
I don't know, Karen,
Back here
you're
again,
involved
huh?
with many things. But
I know
Seems-
what is his thing as well. That
It
is.
seems every time we meet, I'm having to patch you up.
His estate burns all over him. His feet are bleeding.
Right.
Needles on him.
Well, second level cure wounds. Is that
Oh.
minimum?
I only have 2-1.
Yeah.
still about
that's
half of all
that's
Warren's
11.
hit points, though.
Oh, that's not too bad.
And yeah.
That's alright for me.
And I'll cast another one.
Fuck's sake.
So then 16.
I
That's
swear
another
my dice
one,
are
isn't
trying
it?
to kill
Right,
me.
okay, just get rid of them.
Sorry.
What was that? A 1 and a 2? Knock them off.
So
What were
you
they
said,
doing?
yeah. What do you? Are you sure they tried to kill you?
Yeah.
They were collecting unconscious
Would
dead
I,
people.
would I recognise that spell, seeing Coram do it so very often?
Make an arcana check.
No. Okay. 13? Alright, maybe not recognise the spell, but recognise that it was very, I don't know, bad or very
It
offensive.
wasn't a usual healing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a healing spell. I don't think you can change the criteria of what you're checking for, depending on what your roll came as. You've seen people touch and hurt before. You certainly feel he was trying to hurt you more than heal you.
I was pretty sure he was trying to hurt me.
Take us then.
Yeah. Can you lead us back?
Yeah, sure. I've not got any weapons though.
I'll pass you. I know you like daggers.
That's fine.
I'll pass it. They're not magical, I'm afraid.
I have no left.
And I will pass you 2 daggers. And that's what I've got.
I'm gonna dual wield. I don't dual wield very often, so yeah. Oh yeah. I'll take them the direction where we. I'll take them the direction where I came from.
Okay. So you guys all start heading back towards Central Town. I'm going to refresh my tea.
Bye.
So you're heading away from the warehouse with the Goliaths and going back.
Do you think we need to stay?
We need to do one or the other, but I think that is probably a worse thing than a crowd and temple burning and a warehouse thing.
Well, we could have someone watch the warehouse.
Say, Gartok, would you be happy enough to stay with your brethren and at least try and ensure that nothing untoward happens?
Can. If people trying to hurt people, surely I should be there to fight them.
I don't think they're very strong. One of the guys seemed like a spellcaster. I don't think he was that strong. I don't think. At least from what we've seen before.
Well, these are people that we've met before. I think you. It may be best if you stay. I'm sure this is something and nothing. But I would rather not have people wandering around killing other people under the pretense of saving them.
He was lying. I asked him why he was doing it. He says it was he saw people come back from the dead, and he was cleansing them or getting rid of them. It was complete bullshit. I know it was.
Deal with it.
We should not be long. If it makes you feel better, then come with us by all means. But
No, I'll stay here.
who else? Is there anyone else in there in the warehouse with?
There's these two people that found me after everything. They deceived me at first.
They deceived you at first.
They wanted to bring me here, but they told me Benedicta had sent them,
I see.
but it was a lie. I don't know. I want you to meet them, and they're very strange individuals. They're very... I don't know. They seem to want to help. One of them healed me, like you do. He reached out and touched me and healed me.
How are you feeling?
I've sat and I've rested. I'm okay. You probably noticed that there's a ton of bandages and I've rammed cloth into wounds and stuff, you know.
That is up to you, but we need to get moving now. I think.
I'll stay until at least this crowd is fully
dispersed.
As quick as we can.
Perhaps you can bring back a militia guard or anyone,
I'm not sure there are any militia left, to be honest.
or anyone
but
you know that you could trust to stand
Yes.
watch.
Would it be worth harping duel yourself staying calm? I don't know the best course of action here. Too many plot threads.
I want someone to speak to.
Yeah,
I think they're more than...
yeah, they definitely are, because that's not why we've been created. So,
It's like a fucking dumbass guard. I don't give you a fucking know.
It's all good. So, are we all going back and Gartok stay and hope the people don't run?
Well, the alternative is go to the person who lingers and say you watch this bar, and if anyone, if we come back and find anything's been done to these Goliaths, then you will be personally held responsible. But
What can they do?
It's
What
a
can they do
risk.
against a mob of people?
yeah, I mean that's true.
All right.
What's your highest spot?
I'm staying behind
Okay.
at the warehouse with the Goliaths, and I'm gonna. The two people that came and found me, I'm basically gonna sit with them and tell them that.
Does Ulborin have? Do you have the sending stuff?
What I would do.
I was thinking.
I'll tell them that.
Certain Lady Bard.
I don't know that.
Okay, that's fine.
The Harbinger and Pyre and Jamos need to go off and deal with something, but I want them to come back and speak with them.
Okay.
And if they'd be kind enough to stay and just keep guard of the warehouse with me.
Oh, of course. It's the least we can do.
And we'll just kind of relax while these guys
All right.
dash off.
So, cutting through the streets, the rest of you get back to what you think is the warehouse. It's a stone warehouse that Ulborin leads you to. The main door is ajar, just as it was when you ran out of it. You run through the door. Warehouse appears to be empty. Just the remains of the stones here.
No bodies.
All the
No
bodies.
bodies.
No bodies.
No bodies.
No bodies.
Is there a cart?
No cart.
Have a look for tracks.
Survival check.
How quickly did they do it? Like, how long was I like?
Oh,
how
you ran
long
through the
was that whole
streets.
thing?
You want to? It's been at least 15 minutes, maybe 20.
I might have done it pretty quick in the pace, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Right. Okay. What did you say?
I'm looking round this bit for my stuff because I'm going to assume that they probably took it, or it might be round. I don't know. I'll have a look, see what I can find.
No.
No tracks. I mean, it's hard cobbles outside here, so nothing to leave any tracks with. No sign of anything, unless your stuff was chisels and slabs of stone. No. You are richly scrying.
I believe it's the only way I can cast the scrying spell, is what it says, and the way that Rasvin's always done is a ritual cast.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that's how it's going to work for me as well.
Okay.
We're running across the road to the Temple of God. Is it still there?
It is there, empty, and like many other places, tables and chairs turned over. The main altar, the oval-shaped altar in the centre of the room, is on its side.
Can't see anyone in these.
No one in here.
Okay, go back out. No.
Hear a noise from the back.
Does it look like... Could you fit a cart in the...
No.
Okay. Well, since he's scrying in the building, I'll just leave the doors to the Temple of God open, and I'll just stand there in the street while waiting.
Okay.
And keeping it, looking in at the Temple of God, but not spitting the pot. Any more than
Okay. So we'll wait a short amount of time. Your scry goes off. I've got a saving throw.
DC 17.
DC 17 saving throw.
It's what the ball says.
Any penalties? Whole bunch of up and downs, isn't there?
So as I read the crystal ball, typical crystal ball, very rare item, about 6 inches in diameter. While touching it, I can cast the scrying spell. Say DC 17. So let's read scrying.
It depends how familiar you are with the target and stuff like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you've seen them, I think it's alright, isn't it?
Well, I think it's more of a flat roll if you've seen them.
Yeah.
So if I've heard of the target, I've met the target, so it's a flat roll. Familiar is I know the target well. Likeness or picture is a -2. Sessional karma -4. So it's just a flat roll. I've met him. I know his face.
But you don't know anything more.
Which one?
I would go. It was Sarah that I did the most talking to, wasn't it?
Diamond was driving. Sarah was at the back.
Yeah, so I would have been talking to Sarah. So
Okay.
that's the one. That's the face that I'm more familiar with.
So you focus on the crystal ball. The mists in it do not clear.
Try again. I can do the cart. I can do the horse. It'll be another 10 minutes then. I'm going to start, unless somebody interrupts me, I'm going to start and I'm going to scry the cart itself. Come on, Joe, it's fine.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
there. You're pacing like Darth Maul with the energy shield.
Okay. So, Drama sits there, richly casting, like Obi-Wan, waiting for the energy seal to come down.
Yeah. But although it's kind of reversed, weirdly. He's definitely the demony one.
Yeah, Obi-Wan was pacing, wasn't he? It's Qui-Gon who was relaxed.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be sat next to him.
Okay. So you concentrate, refocus your energies. This time, when it's clear, you get a clear view of the cart. In a room. Some light shaft in here. Wooden floor, wooden walls. The cart has a cloth thrown over the back, but it sags quite low, as if the cart's certainly not as full as it was. You can see the horse on the cart, you don't see anybody around.
Any discernible features on the floor, walls?
No, perception check.
Ten.
There's some crates in here. You look around trying to find some writing. You don't see any kind of writing or anything that makes it identifies the building clearly. There's a number of crates in here stacked up, some sacks. A few of the sacks are tipped on the side and look like they've been emptied. It's a storage place, but you've never seen it before.
Do you not find them?
They're in a storage area, which could describe multiple buildings in the area.
Was there any warehouses during the Fish on Fish Street?
There's warehouses all along Fish Street. This whole area is all warehouses.
Oh, okay.
That whole run is.
I suggest we either knock doors open or...
I dipped into Fish Street. They might have chased me a bit, and then they might have followed me in that direction. I don't know.
I think we have other things to do. We've lost them.
We'll try again while you talk to Carton's friends.
Even that, I have no idea what to do. There's no semblance of authority here, so there's no one we can task to do anything. But we need to find our friends. Work out if they...
I don't know who survived the dragon attack.
We need to find... They could be in the ashes of the temple.
They could be on the cart.
Did you see anyone else that you know amongst the corpses and bodies?
It's too much in a rush to get out. I didn't think to stop and look.
How are you feeling, Laura? Are you fighting fit?
I'm feeling alright.
He'll do.
If you guys head back, we can continue the search.
I don't feel comfortable with that.
Are you fighting fit?
I am.
I can. I have some powers left.
You got that shape changing trick?
I have.
I felt more comfortable with Dramos.
Alright.
It would not sit well with me to.
We'll try and stay quiet. I mean, if we think it's too out of our...
I'm not leaving you both. It would be an error to split up even further than we already are.
Yes, I would agree.
We stick together. If this is what you feel like we should do, we'll do it together.
What is the right thing to do?
If you're worried that,
I'm worried that they are either summoning something worse than Volatile or raising an army to take a town which is now destroyed and defenceless.
Alright. Well, let's just go through all the warehouses that we can find then.
We've already had a lot of undead in this city once.
Okay. They came this way. Are there any warehouses? So we're over.
We're essentially.
Okay, we're here. Yeah, aren't we?
Yes.
This temple guy.
Yeah.
Are there warehouses in this district as well?
So the warehouses really spill round to the south of the arena. Once you start going to the north of the arena, you're going into houses.
Okay, so let's come down here and start going.
And then we should
Literally
focus more
just
on Fish Street, maybe?
Yeah.
Kick doors open
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll probably find other things.
Breach and clear.
You're going to go door to door,
Yeah.
opening warehouse after warehouse. Okay. We might need to book a 3 or 4 sessions for this.
Jamie, no. No.
Okay. So, point to a building. That one there, the one right next to the Temple of
I
God.
doubt it. What if they're in there? Gotta fucking check.
Okay.
Obviously, I will not go to one which doesn't look like you could put a cart in. So if the doors are like
So we're
this,
looking for,
Yeah.
we're looking for a door which is big enough to get a cart. And
Well, virtually all of the warehouse type buildings have large double barn doors on because they're warehouses. They would load in carts to load goods.
you know what? We should swap because Gartok could probably track it better than we could. Do you have locate person or object or anything?
No, I'm.
Fully combat.
I'm
Alright.
It's either instant death or instant life, depending on who I'm pointing my finger at any given time.
Rasvin!
Okay, yeah. Alright, open the door. If I can, I'll open it.
All right, you
Wide
open this door wide open. This large room has got like brackets mounted on the wall with large
dirty secrets.
plates sticking out, and it's stacked up with coffins.
God, there's so many drugs.
Left and right sides, coffins, floor to ceiling, mounted on racks on the wall.
So many drugs.
Listen, we don't have to open any of these.
Yeah. God, and like vertigo.
Matty didn't come!
Alright. Close the doors. If it looks like the space, the floor plan of the room doesn't have anywhere else but doors that you could continue to put a car in the back, I will shut the doors and move on.
Okay.
Yes. Next one.
Next one.
I just imagine
I'm
one
gonna
time
do
just Holmes
this.
just kicking down the door going,
I'm going to continue with this. All of them.
All right. Okay.
Anyone I can open.
You open this one. All right. This leads to a large room, crates all along the left and right wall, clear at the back. There's a doorway at the back, seeming to go into another area. Single door. Large
Large enough for a car?
The main door is large enough for a cart. The single door at the back is not large enough. The crates piled up on either side. They've got lids that aren't fully shut, so you can kind of see some of the goods that are inside. You shut
There's
the
no
door.
car in there. I'm moving on. Yeah. This is not a
Should we
looting
start
exercise.
doing 4 doors at a time?
Yeah.
So as soon as Harbinger goes to one, I'll go to the next one, or War the next one, Corin either behind or to the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're doing 4 doors at a time to speed this up.
2 hours later.
Later.
That's all right. My potion of strength is still going.
2 hours later, you've been through building after building, finding some of them ransacked. Anything that looked like it might have contained food, the food is gone. You find other warehouses with sundry items, farming goods. You find one building that's it's like a pile of carved wooden children's toys. And then eventually you open the doors and you find the cart.
Where? Which one? Which fucking building?
So
It's over here.
it's this building here.
So we've been all the way down.
You've been down there and all the way back and
up.
it's there.
Okay. It's this one. I'll say. Really, obviously.
Which of us actually opened up?
Oh yeah.
That one. Just out of interest.
Dramos open this one.
It's not in this one.
Yeah. Well, if we play this out correctly, then so Harbinger and Corim are opening this one here, just as Dramos is opening that one there.
No.
I'd be at the 10 people.
Yeah.
Here I go. Everything else around me.
Roll initiative. Yeah. So the cart is in here. Cloth over the back of it, horsted.
Signs of bodies, people.
Go over. You go over to the back of the cart. There is a bunch of bodies in here, but not the full amount that were in here before.
I'm going to rip the cloth off any faces that I recognise.
Perception check.
Slightly better is 11.
Many of the bodies have been burned or badly mauled. You don't recognise any of them.
Any signs of footprints or...
Make a survival check.
Again better, that's 12.
You look over the surrounding it, but it's all cobblestones.
Yeah.
virtually impossible to find any reliable tracks.
Any sound of movements?
Us opening doors.
Any signs of...
Not this one!
This one!
Yeah.
Any signs
Oh, I
of
found them! No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
blood on the floor or...
Is anybody home?
None of the corpses answer you.
No, I'm shouting to whichever door I've just
All right.
fucking kicked open.
I walk out dejected. Any other rooms that can go into in that building?
In that warehouse. Yeah, there's a door at the back which you go and open
I'm
it.
just going to thumb to here.
Yeah, boom. It booms open. There's a small, what looks like an office back there. Like many places, chairs turned over. Someone's been through it a while ago.
2 hours ago.
Make a wisdom save, right, please.
I'm not even going to bother looking. That's a natural one.
Oh dear.
Okay, well, don't worry about it.
Nothing bad ever happens when I do wisdom saves. You know, nothing ever happens
No,
bad.
no.
It's always the way.
I'll walk out and...
Did you find him?
Long gone.
Right, I'll dash in. Well, I won't dash inside. I'll walk inside and I'll start looking round.
Okay.
First thing, obviously, look for any tracks.
I'm gonna sit down.
I'll also look for trapdoors, secret doors, things like that.
Okay.
I was saying, can I look for tracks outside to see if they exited some time ago?
You can make a survival check to see if you can spot any tracks.
I'm sorry, I feel like
Where is it?
That's the blue one is the one I'm using, but that was the...
And you're searching for what?
I'm searching for tracks outside, see if they...
Yeah, you can make a survival check as well.
Not too bad, as 18 plus.
21, I think.
No.
Okay. No. So
21.
you catch sight of just a brief blood splatter outside the door.
Outside the front door.
Outside the front door. It's only a small amount, and it might have been from something else, but it leaps out at you.
I'll look up what kind of buildings are around. Is it still like primarily
Or warehouses
storage
around here,
houses?
yeah.
So there's no one's just happens to be walking by or anything like that. Or
There are people that you see moving around. Like most of the people you see at this stage are townsfolk.
Are they in the other warehouses? Like some of the other warehouses actively occupied or no?
No. I mean, I think the buildings you looked at, you would say that some of them were working. So they were working warehouses during the occupation. But since the attack this morning, it's like Dunkirk Beach.
Yeah.
You know, most people are.
Shell shock
Yeah.
wandering around. Right.
I want to head up to one of the people and just... Excuse me,
Yes.
have you since two men on a cart full of bodies? Have you seen them
A cart full of bodies.
going through town at all?
No.
I'm sorry to disturb you. I'll walk over to him.
Okay.
Is it like... I'll try and scry.
There's nothing else we can do. If you're going to scry them, just I'll get a piece of cloth and I'll just wipe off the blood. Is it wet still?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'll get a piece of cloth and I'll dab it onto the cloth basically.
Okay.
This may help.
Thank you.
Might as well scry and get back to Garter.
You talk to Carls like his friends.
Do we leave this here in this warehouse?
Or
horse and cart.
Yeah.
For now.
Oh, they've been horses.
No, let's just leave it. We'll inform Malamir, I'm sure.
He has an
I'm sure he'll have a use for it.
Yeah, I think I need to.
Yeah, he can shepherd. Hopefully, he has come to correct terms with his god, and he will shepherd them on to the afterlife.
Seems like a 50-50 chance.
Well,
Not after
Let's
what I
go.
saw in the Temple of People.
What is of the Temple of People?
I saw it's like an undead man in armour. I think it was the man from the arena.
Clay.
Yeah, I think so.
Where?
He was underneath the temple.
We should go there afterwards, Harbinger. Let us.
I think it might be one of Malmir's experiments, or I don't know what he's up to, I don't know what he's been doing.
Okay.
I think.
Right, let's get back to Gaza. Seems we've got a lot on our agenda.
Let's cross one thing off.
Yeah, we'll head back to Gaza. Presumably we haven't been past his warehouse.
No, you
On
haven't.
our warehouse tour.
No, you haven't. No, he was up Catcher's Way, wasn't it?
I'm going to hope that later on in the you can say, like, make an intelligence check, and we'll be able to remember something about one of these many warehouses.
I'm going to thaumaturgy every door open.
Well, I certainly hope that tomorrow the wiki's going to have this map on, and you're going to have marked out every building that you've seen.
That's how
Well, this one's got coffins in, and this one has toys. Yeah. No.
Just make sure you say children's toys. So we don't want.
It's a lucrative business.
You don't want people going on and sticking pictures on for different toys, do
yes,
we?
it's just, yes, the Fleshlight Warehouse. What a horror!
Don't look at the return section.
I read something out. Someone found one. Thought it was a kissing aid.
Oh, no, we are streaming right now. Is this still appropriate? If this involves a fleshlight that looks like it's haunted,
Have we passed the watershed? Oh, it's not. It's 3 minutes past 9. We're okay.
are the children in bed? Well,
Really?
Uncle
What
Dave's
is it?
got a story.
Hello, children.
No.
So, back to Garzox.
Yes.
Cutscene.
Fade to black.
I assume with this, what, couple of hours that have gone by,
Yeah.
just been, I guess, making just casual conversation with these two people.
Yeah.
Much to about nothing really, just
I suppose.
pretty
So,
much, yeah.
Kalan is the one who mostly engages in the conversation. The woman hangs back for a lot of it, occasionally interjecting a comment. And while they're clearly at odds, nearly in most of their opinions.
I'd just be, being me, I'd be letting them speak whenever they want to, and just, if they want to tell me stuff, they can. If they want to sit there quietly, they can. I'm not trying to force any particular topic.
Okay, so they keep the conversation casual, steering mostly away from this. There's a little bit of talk about the state of the city and what's going to happen next, and but eventually you see your companions come back down the street, heads down, the stink of failure on their brows, immediately forgetting their mighty victory against Morphel and becoming saddened by their failure to find a warehouse.
It's not our area of expertise.
Usually I've got +6 in tracking, that's what you need.
I thought it was
+2 in
Sarah.
investigation. That doesn't really count.
Look at this. Jamie said something 6 months ago.
Sorry.
That's on page.
I do
21.
have that. I do have that word. It's the other mirror that's a different thing. Anyway, sorry. I was just yes.
Yeah,
I spelled
I
words
am-
differently.
I am blasting every single door open as we pass.
Okay. Anyway, so they arrive back to where you are.
Well, agree then.
We were too late. Couldn't find them. Managed to find a cart with the bodies on it. Some of the bodies are gone. No sign of them. feel.
It's possible we may be able to scry them if that blood stain is
One of those.
somehow related.
We,
Well, even if it belongs to one of the bodies, at least
Yeah,
we're all well, there's a potential we could scry the body.
we looked around everywhere else in this house. Got a pretty good idea of everything now.
I want you to meet two people that found me after everything earlier this morning. Harbinger, Karen, Warren, Jamos. And I'll gesture to the two people. These two people came and found me when I was a little bit lost.
What are the names, sorry?
Kulan.
Kulan.
Correct. And Malu.
Malu.
M-A-L.
What race are
They appear to both be human. See how carefully that's phrased.
they?
Divine sense.
This is where being a warlock and having to choose. I'm sorcerer with proper magic. I'm gonna sit slightly away from the group and start scrying. I'm gonna scry the other guy first and then Sarah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be holding the handkerchief.
I was drawn to Gartok because of his people. I have no other motivation than that. I don't wish to see anybody
Yes.
needlessly die after what happened.
Have you been in the city during the occupation?
Indeed. Hiding for the most part. Healing where I was able.
That
You
was
are a
unbelievable.
cleric.
Indeed.
It's interesting to see you survived well within the city.
The sewers are unpleasant.
Yes.
They are unpleasant indeed, but it's...
Insight check, please, if they have been staying in the sewers.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure no matter what you get for insight, the sewers are unpleasant.
Very funny. If
So
they
what I
really
do-
have been there, so.
Okay.
Nope.
You'd have no idea. They could have been on the fucking moon
Yeah.
and you'd have believed it.
Yep.
I do not share all of Kulan's views. I certainly feel they should, in some form, answer for their crimes. And responsibility has to fall somewhere. And I think it is for the gods, specifically, in this case, Gar, to pass judgment on them. They have taken many lives, sent many souls to Gar.
Are you worshipper of God?
Is he wearing any overt symbols?
No perception check.
Which one's it?
This is Malu.
18.
From the clothes, you don't see anything. You would say the bottom layer of clothes appear more priest robish, but have got clear signs of heavily laid on filth. They're wearing a top layer on top of that, which is more beggar-like. So no holy symbols or tattoo are visible on any of the flesh that they have visible.
Well, that's probably wise.
Yeah. I think you'll forgive me, but we've spent a considerable amount of time in an occupied city where our purpose is also our death, and I have no wish to talk too much about what I do and what I am,
That is understandable.
or be interrogated in any fashion for my age.
Please don't forget that you did deceive me.
I
initially.
deceived you not at all. The deception was merely to gain your trust, so you would not be hostile.
You used the name of a trusted friend. They told me that Benedicta had sent them.
I'm
Oh. How is it you know Benedicta?
Well, Benedicta is the head priest at the Temple of Alliance. Not uncommon knowledge. It's not uncommon knowledge that Gartok has stayed there on a number of occasions.
But ultimately, they brought me here to see this.
I would explain to what Gartok said. Gartok is, forgive me, prone to flights of rage. I lied only to get him here in a calm way so he may see the situation. And I personally feel that his reaction to this white lie, which, let's face it, we all lied from time to time, only backs up my decision to make this small, necessary deception in order to peaceably get you here. And it's worked. I've done the right thing. You've dissipated the crowd, and those people have suffered no harm. They probably should. I don't think it's ideal, says Malum, but it may be necessary that Gar is the one that judges them. Only Gar will know their hearts, truly.
And how would you suggest that Gar judges them?
Well, sometimes distasteful things have to happen. I mean, people go to trial all the time and are executed.
Well, that's very true.
They have done awful things.
What was your reason for bringing Gartok to this place? And
Well,
then
it wasn't my choice. It was my choice.
this is the other one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So why was it your choice to bring Gartok here?
Gartok shares a race with these people.
Well, that's very true. But your friend here is now suggesting that we put to death these people that Gartok shares a race with.
I'm merely suggesting that this may not be an area that we can so easily pass judgment on. And I've heard the stories that they have these collars, but it doesn't mean they wouldn't have done these acts anyway. It doesn't mean they're not aggressive. It doesn't mean that they didn't enjoy it.
It is my understanding that the main protagonists in this whole affair, Ravaran for sure is human. Many of the antagonists were human, as well as hobgoblins, and yes, there were certainly some Goliaths, but we know for fact that those necklaces that they wear,
They were designed by the deacon.
they are mind control devices. It means death if you attempt to remove it, and it is impossible for the owner to remove. And whilst you wear one, you are completely subservient to the person who controls that necklace. These are indisputable facts.
Well,
Whatever those creatures did, they were ordered to do.
well, you are here now. Maybe it is a decision that you should make. I certainly have no authority to be deciding the fate of these people. And I agree, I don't think we do have authority to decide their fate. That's the first thing we have agreed on for weeks. But somebody needs to decide. Yes, from the back of the room. Somebody should decide. Don't you
Who
think?
the fuck's that?
Yeah, who's that?
That's Ravran, I'm having him.
Ravaran steps into view from the back of the room.
Cast
Now,
spell.
now, calm yourself. I don't want to hurt you.
Is he? He's in the room.
He's in the room.
The doors are both
How
open
far-
or one.
how
open?
far
How far away is it?
He is about 40 feet away from you, the back of this
Right.
warehouse. So
40 feet, you say?
there is there's Goliaths
I'm all that.
all the way along the edge of the room.
Right, I've
Oh my god! Oh no!
So I would prefer to have this conversation peaceably, but if you wish bloodshed, we shall have it.
You have lied to us before,
Do I
Mage. Are you
think-
really here?
Do I think it's an illusion?
Yeah.
I'm flat out asking him.
Well, ask you a question if I thought you were capable of answering it. Let's turn to someone with more intellect. Dramos. I can see you are the only one here not preparing to kill me. You must realize that things have changed. The balance is now different. And I thank you so much. You've done me a service. I couldn't have asked for better, if I'm honest with you. So,
Would you have had a long rest by now? No, I can't. I don't know that.
Not as big as retreat.
I'm going to try that. I think it's only an hour. Let me double check.
Oh god, no!
I've done Ravran,
Oh, well, you can just
kill one leader.
Is that the same amount of time as we have?
the deacon is gone. Morthel is gone.
Yeah, it's an hour. It's long gone.
It dies.
Nicely
Not
tucked away, I imagine, in Gar's vault. I wasn't there to see it, but I certainly felt the change. I have a proposition for you. I'd like to draw a line.
Draw a line.
Draw a line, yes.
One which protects you, I presume.
Oh, it protects me, it protects lots of people.
I'm looking at Harbinger like.
And who would it protect?
Well, innocent people, should we say. I'm not a monster. I think that we could avoid a lot of innocent bloodshed if we keep our tempers cool. Everything's worked out well for everybody. You have your town, you have the adoration of the people.
We have a ruin.
Well,
We have
it is something of a
people who need
fixer-upper.
help.
Well, that's not my responsibility. I'm happy to leave you with stewardship of Miss Tass. This is a decision I have made. You may thank,
Oh really?
I'll laugh. Yeah.
you may thank me anytime you wish. Uh,
Well, if you stay around long enough next time, maybe we will.
as I said, I'm powerful. I'm not stupid.
You know,
I've faced you time and time again, and many other people have. How many of those people are still standing? Just me.
there are others.
Well, there's one other.
Well, I think I've said my piece. Let's draw a line under this and start afresh as friends, allies, in distant,
You
separate
offered
lands.
Before.
Hmm?
You offered that before.
I feel
And that
I
was a
sense
trap.
some hostility from you.
No hostility. A mere observation.
Well, I find myself moving further and further away from you, and distance just makes things more difficult for me. Reached inside his coat, produces what looks like a small golden wand.
Get out now.
Reaches around the base of it,
Running.
puts his finger on her.
Wait.
Out of the warehouse.
Initiative.
I'm gonna see Dramos like starting
Initiative.
to like set up and
The
start
golden
with
collars are his. The black ones were the deacons.
Oh!
I'm getting the fuck out of there.
I think I need to roll good.
And I am saying, get out. I am shouting it. Get out now.
Oh,
I was gonna run at him, but I don't think he's really there. Did you check
How
when
far
he was
away
there?
is he?
He's not there.
No.
It's an illusion.
I asked, But I'm guessing there's no way he will turn up. Well, he might do. You never know.
He's got the balls to do it.
I've got to
Yeah, because he can fucking teleport out again.
1 to 5.
Hold on.
Sorry, I got 24.
Okay, so right.
That's not 1 to 5.
I
1
got
to 5.
22.
Okay. All right, we'll go the other way. 20 to 25.
Yeah, thanks, man.
22 for me, yes.
I also got 22.
Oh,
You've got 11.
See what he gets.
10 to 20.
I got 18.
Yeah.
Harvard is out on
Got
6.
3.
Oh, you're at the bottom of the
For
pile.
that.
I'm kind of tempted though.
It's an illusion.
Is it?
But how far does control?
Yeah, but how? Yeah, but how far?
Oh,
does it
right,
need to
okay.
be?
Oh, you get. Oh, he's got plus 2, so I know what his dex is.
You metagaming bitch.
Yeah.
Grab his tongue.
Yeah, I got nat 1 on my initiative there. So
Oh.
you all get to act before he does what he's going to do.
Speak, he can't.
All boring. He's 40 foot away.
Do what you're gonna do, dude.
He has to be here because he can't activate this.
I think I'm asking this
The
at
further
disadvantage,
away he
but
gets,
Yeah, he
the
said
harder
that.
it is to control.
Yeah, he did say that.
I've got 60 feet long range on a dagger, so I'm gonna and fire it straight at him.
Yeah, yes. Tell us if he's there or boring.
Fucking hell. It's
on.
with disadvantage though, because it's long range. Well, is it? Yeah, it's between the 20 and the 60, it would be long range. wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
20s. Oh wait, yeah.
Plus 7, so.
Come on.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, it's
That's no.
14.
The dagger goes right past his head. You missed him.
Does his hair
I've got
move?
another one. I've got another dagger. I can fire. I can throw again.
Is it okay?
Because I've got action, bonus action.
Okay,
I can
action and
move.
bonus action.
Does his hair waft?
Make a perception check, Harbinger.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, I probably don't have the visor down. I'm talking.
Well, that's a no.
No, that's a
16.
no.
Oh no, you get advantage, don't you?
Can't
No,
see.
no, I've got disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. Oh, that's a no then. That's right.
Hey, but it's not-
Second dagger flies by him.
It's tiny bits.
Does he kind of move out the way?
Stays completely still for it. He smiles as the dagger's past him.
Okay,
Your action, bonus action. What are you doing?
I'm gonna start because. So so he's on the other side of the warehouse. So is there an?
You're in a
entrance
warehouse
Yeah.
room. You're by the doors.
Yeah.
Goliath's standing either side, and he's right at the back of the room.
So
I'm gonna,
there's a shitload of these Goliaths.
I'm
between us
gonna
and
start. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna start running around the building.
Little bombs.
What, the edge of the building?
The edge, I'm gonna start running around the edge of the building.
Well, you're going outside and running around the edge.
Yeah,
or,
go outside.
outside and start running around the edge of the building. So your movement is what?
30 feet.
So you come out and start moving around the side. Okay, that's fine. Cool. Got up.
I'm gonna look at him, quite straight dead in the face. You're not stupid enough to leave yourself in sprinting distance of me. You're not even here. I will see you again, and you will not enjoy it. I'm going to turn and leave.
Okay. Leave how? Where are you going?
Out of the warehouse.
Okay. How far?
I just went full move. I'll go full. I assume we were just like. Where
You're
were
in the
we?
doorway, really. So
If we were just in the doorway, I would go to halfway across the street, essentially, kind of to get an overview of the whole warehouse.
cool. Okay. Call him.
Cast a spell.
Okay.
Spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Oh.
It's a bonus action.
Okay.
It'll appear right behind him
40 feet
Okay.
of me.
and take a hit.
Go for it.
Are we all missing? Was that a bonus action? Was it?
It's a bonus action.
Use
That is,
warrior
yes.
smarts.
This thing appearing behind him. Big scimitar comes down and does he attempt to move? Does he
behind
dodge
him.
out the way?
It's behind him, right?
Yes.
He doesn't react to it. He's facing you, mind you, so the scimitar appears behind.
Yeah.
He doesn't react to its presence. But did he see it? You put it behind him, didn't you?
Yes.
I'm assuming it misses horribly.
Right. Now the right. Did I?
Don't use that one. Just don't use that one.
Yeah.
Use that one.
The question is, did I have any luck points left over?
Oh.
Did you?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think you did.
No.
I think you spaffed
I was
everything.
spent. Right.
Yeah.
You were
All right.
drained. You're like an empty ball sack.
If you don't know, go with no.
You were like one of them creatures which we played and we didn't get all the abilities for because they killed them at distance.
See you again. And I shall dash.
Okay.
As my action out the door.
Okay.
So that's 90 foot of movement.
90 foot of movement.
That's me running.
Tramos.
Looking at him, square in the face. I'm going to grab hold of Harvard's hand, turn my head, and thunder step. I'm not even going to give him the pleasure of blowing up his Goliaths. If anyone's going to do it, I'm starting the chain reaction.
Okay.
So it's a level. I know we can possibly counter it, so I'm going to splat from the 6th level on it. Just to make it a bit harder.
The two guys that were in there with us. What are they doing?
They're going to run. Okay. He does not attempt to counter it.
So we move 90 foot out of there because I'm getting as far away as I can. The guys are going to take 3d10 damage. I just couldn't leave it to chance. Let's roll that one. That's a 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. 20 thunder damage.
Okay.
They've got to make a con save, but I think in their current states.
Yeah, they're going to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 20 thunder damage.
What kind of area?
It's a 10-foot space.
All right.
So I'm assuming they were quite close, weren't they?
Reasonably. So you'll get a couple of them for sure.
So I would make sure I was within range, grabbed Harbinger's hand, turn, boom,
90 foot away.
massive thunder wave.
Okay, so you don't see what happens really. You just
I don't care at that
Gone.
point.
Is that you done?
I
I'm good.
remembered the golden collars were his.
Yes.
So yeah, that's all I'm done.
Arbinger, you're up. You've appeared in the streets, distance away.
No, I will immediately look back.
Run back into the warehouse.
It's tempting. Make 60-foot headway back to our At this point, I don't know what I would do. I will turn and I will hold my action to run
Okay.
if an explosion goes off.
Okay.
But I'll effectively use my turn to watch.
Right. Are you done?
Yeah.
Here's Ram. Boom! series of explosions, one after the other. The building collapses in for a second and then bursts out with all of the warehouses surrounding it also exploding. You're going to need to make a dexterity saving throw because you were running around the side of the building. Gartok also will. You're still within range.
I'm on the street, yeah.
Yeah.
Do I use the glass door or the blue one?
Natural 20, 22.
Excellent. That's a pass.
The gold one. Yeah.
Yeah.
23, sorry.
Well, I wouldn't have made that dexterity saving throw, that's for certain.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Seeing you
That's
kind of not react to
18.
it.
It's double
Kind of
figures.
like starting to go for your sword.
Oh, was that 11?
That's 11, I think. Yeah.
I was thinking about
18, that's a pass as well.
Throw
So
the
you
javelin.
throw yourself to the ground as the explosion. Okay. So I'm just going to roll a little bit of damage here.
I'm going to try and get as
a
low as
little
I
bit
can.
of damage.
You're going to have to. You're going to take half.
I take none. Oh, right, it's dexterity saving throw because I saved.
Calm yourself.
Oh, okay.
There's more than one explosion going off.
Oh, right, okay.
How many dex saves do you want to make?
Well, let's do one at a time.
Yeah.
So your problem is that you run around the side of the building, so you're in between two of the buildings that are exploding.
Okay.
Oh, 2 buildings are
Okay. So.
Well, at least we won't have to bury him.
Nothing left.
Just walk on top and stick a flag on.
It's
So
gonna be like
This
a...
smear was so boring.
Lord Warren was here.
Gives me a dagger.
Yeah, it's me.
No, I didn't
We'll
go on
stick
dead.
that on. We'll stick that on his stone.
Still
On his
Still got my
headstone.
fucking dagger.
He keeps rolling these dice. It's...
I've got to succeed the next one. I've got to.
Oh dear. He's having trouble adding these up.
Black
The
college
concentration on his face. It's...
Okay.
It's complex maths this time.
So it's 114 points of damage. Halved.
I was a
14, so
Okay,
that's
60.
67.
67.
No, wait. 114.
Oh no,
57.
57.
Math is hard when you're tired.
Okay. So you move back more casually, Gartok. The explosion hits you with full force. Splinters of wood throwing themselves into your body. You're lifted up off your feet and knocked prone from it. Okay, you dive down immediately over the top of your head, pulling up a piece of barrel which covers you from the explosion. You're going to need to make another dexterity saving throw as the building next to you also explodes.
Am I right?
You're all right now.
Dead.
Yeah, you just take the one building's worth.
It explodes in my face.
It's 20 D10 damage.
Well, this will just depend on whether it kills him outright, I think.
Or no, if I succeed, I can
Yes,
avoid
but
it.
if you fail, you're fucked, I reckon.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Not good. It's 2.
Is there anything you can do about it? Okay.
Well, no, because he's unconscious technically.
Got a 9 in total.
So you're taking the full whack.
Oh, I'm gone. I'm nothing at this point.
Oh, you wanted to retire all boring.
You went out with a bang.
Yeah. Oh, I would have. You know what? At this point, I would have preferred to be burnt by the dragon. Being killed by Raven just kind of. Doesn't feel right.
Wasn't there?
It's not as bad so far, so that's something. Final roll.
Fine, alright. Is it still 20d6?
2010.
D10s.
20d10s? Well, have you
Don't
done
worry,
more than
I'm
48?
I'm far from gone. Yeah. Has it done more than 48? Because if it does, I'm gone. I can half it, but that's all I can do.
I mean, theoretically, on average, it's going to be like 100 and a bit.
It's 92.
Yeah, I'm
92.
No,
Half
92.
46.
Well, he hasn't saved.
I don't know how evasion and all that stuff.
Evasion is, even if I
you save,
fail,
you
I
take
half the damage, but if I succeed, I take none.
Oh, okay.
But I failed.
So you dive down to the ground. You pick up this part of the barrel, but the explosion behind you. You look over for a second, and then everything goes black. The fireball goes up into the sky. There's even from you a few streets away. Multiple explosions kick off from that and the surrounding area.
So were there more? Can we assume there were more Goliaths dotted around?
It's all in that one vicinity, not around town. Just in that
right,
one,
right.
just that one area.
Do I see where Alboran was?
You saw he ran around the side of the building.
How far away is he?
You moved 40 feet out of the building, he moved 30, so he moved 5 back. He's really about, well, only about 45 feet away from where you are, because he moved sideways and then round to the side of the building.
Are we still in initiative?
You don't need to be in initiative now.
Okay. Can I run up to his body?
You run around to the side of the building where you see his body sticking out from underneath his barrel, splinters of wood, planks skewering through Alboran's body.
Just
Head
like
hanging
mine.
back.
I'll reach down and I'll attempt to cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Because I don't know if he's alive or dead.
You dead.
Oh, shit.
Insta kill.
Oh yeah.
How many hit points were you on?
28.
So
So
you're dead.
I'll try and expend my
There's
last.
the first 67.
Well,
bit of
what,
magic.
what was that 90?
92.
That was 92 halved.
Oh, hang on, 6. Oh no, because you took the half of the 60.
I was already on half health anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it would kill now.
Okay, so no response to the cure wounds.
Then
There's like a huge plank, it's like side of a building, one of these buildings, the wooden sort of frame pieces, through the centre of his chest, broken and jutting through.
I'll just pick him up and start running. Not by the plank. I'll pick him by his body.
Pick him up by the plank.
And I'll start running back through the streets,
Okay.
looking for these guys. Basically, just
Yeah, well, it doesn't take very long because I mean, you look back, you see Gartok running back with Alboran's body. Alboran's clearly.
Any signs to the other two? Kulan and...
That's a good point. They didn't run that far. You find Kulan's body thrown across the street. No sign of Malu.
I'll run towards Gotham.
I'm going to start searching.
Okay.
I've seen all pouring down many times, but not like that. I know death.
I'll get
I
to
come
him.
say goodbye to you later.
I'm trying to heal him, but no.
Oh yeah. Oh well, I'll make my way over to him.
Lay him down.
Put him down.
And then shimmy the thing out of him. He's already dead.
Make an athletics check.
Oh, yeah. Turns out it's tough.
I can't.
Oh. That should have been a lot more damage
That's
that I
right.
did to the...
And that's 1. So
I
he's at
shall.
5.
I shall.
You
give
place
it a
your
go.
foot on his shoulder.
Oh!
Wiggle,
no!
wiggle the plank backwards and forwards.
I would like to say that I
I
tried.
can't even
no,
die with
it's-
some sort of pride.
No, we've got to make it good for you, mate.
No, you. In seriousness, though, you grab the plank. It's so deeply embedded in him, and just these organs, the suction of it, is pulling it in.
Oh, I'll just leave it.
So as you
it out.
pull on the plank, not only does his body go, but his throat goes as you pull the plank.
Maybe let's consider.
Air gets forced out of what's left of his lung.
Let's just leave it. He had a D and R on
But the plank went through that, so there's no evidence of it.
No evidence.
No. The dragon burnt that.
I shall attempt to.
If you want this wood pulling out, I can.
I'll try and do it. I'm going to use one of these.
What are you? No, Goddard, stand back. Let me play.
I can pull it out. No. This is a job for the elf. I will finesse this plank out of him.
Who, if I'm not mistaken, is currently the strongest person in the group at the moment.
There's no time for dick measuring.
Let's
But I'm
see.
proficient with athletics.
Let's see who can pull the wood out.
Volatile every time.
This looks like a job for.
Well, I've rolled a 16. I can't change the stat thing. What would was it 21 strength? I think.
So you'd be at plus
Oh, you're
5.
close to the hill.
I'd be at plus 5.
You got like a belt of a hill giant. Or something?
No, I took a potion.
Oh, right, okay.
So about 21.
Before your proficiency, if you have proficiency in that, but
Okay.
He won't.
you won't.
No. Athletics, that's based on strength, isn't
I
it?
don't
Yeah.
even have proficiency in athletics. Why mine's also low?
Okay. You grab hold of the plank, and with a firm tug, it slides free from Alboran's body. There's a sound as it's released, and a blood spray. His body falls back to the ground. A vast open wound there. A bubble of blood inflates and then deflates on the cavity.
Is that normal? He's not trying. He's not still breathing.
The
is
doctor.
it?
That's a worrying sign in the chaos.
The doctor.
That's not right, man. You're looking at air still trapped in his body.
Right. Well, it was his wish not to be brought back again, and I would not wish. I do not wish to go against that. I will care for him though. I'll mumble some prayers to Darius initially, obviously, and then after that I'll mumble some towards Gar. I'll use whatever is nearby to wrap him, and then I shall pick him up, and I won't say this very often, I can tell you. I shall pick him up, and I'll carry him to the Temple of Gar.
Okay.
Before we head off, does anyone want to help me pull the bits of wood that's protruding from me?
I see.
Or should I pull them out? I'm used to it by now.
Use the blue one. Use the blue one.
Right.
Oh, wait, using D8. Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll remove the wood first. Or attempt to.
Jamie did say I've got bits sticking through me as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. It's not as hard. They're not gone
They're
through.
not like...
It's not gone through in the same way that.
But it's still hot.
Well, what I'll do... I'll cast healing spells on you. These are just at first level. So, fuck's sake. What is wrong with your dice?
Yeah, you're telling me, yeah.
So that's 11. I'm not using that one again.
You know what's funny? Against my players, these dice are so deadly. When I'm the player, it's just
Always
same.
the way, mate.
Fuck me.
Always
Same.
the way.
I went out there and played on dance table. Couldn't get above a 10.
Another 16, and last one, 15.
these are plain killing dice through and through.
Anything on 2 rounds.
That'll do.
Yes.
That's
So
supposed to be first level. God.
you pull back his top layer clothing. You can see he's got what looks like yellowish type robes, multi-layered. You start going through. He has a belt. On the belt, jingles a little bit. And look inside. There's a few coins. Like
Yep.
hardly anything in value. 3 gold and a couple of copper. There's what looks like a small, a small stuffed figurine of some sort with a string wrapped tightly around it. There is, in a second pouch, he has what looks like an apple and some unidentifiable meat in a cloth wrap. Pull back his shirt, you find there is a necklace around his neck. It's got a clay pendant, and carved into that is what looks like a star, but it's been distorted. So a star that's twisted to the side, and the points of it have moved.
So as you draw an all star, kind of like that sort of shape, it's more like on its side.
As if you kept the points where they are of each of the stars, and then you move the centre of the star so it's twisted them.
Oh, okay. So the angles kind of curve. Okay.
Is it like that? Or like that?
Yeah, I kind of get it. I kind of get it. So
And it's like one of these.
I can neither confirm or deny because it doesn't look exactly like anything on there.
Okay, alright, okay, it's not like that.
I mean, you might interpret it as looking like that, but
okay. Well, I'm taking it all. Any like markings on his body?
so you start pulling up the robe and having a more in-depth look.
There's a few.
You find on his hip he has a tattoo.
Oh, is it a little heart?
What is it?
It's a dolphin.
A dolphin tattoo.
It's a dolphin tattoo, yes.
Is it really?
Yeah, dolphin tattoo. Yeah, well, it looks like a dolphin, like a leaping fish of some sort. It's not very well done. I think you just don't know, do you? You don't know. You think, haha, dolphin, he's joking, and then 6 months from now, fuck, that was really important.
That's why I take body parts.
Yeah, it'll be
The
it'll
cult
be
of
like
dolphin.
a sailoring man and
Well,
they
no.
inhabited him.
My favourite trick is making serious stuff sound like a joke.
So yellow robes, belt, small coin pouch, small stuffed figurine,
Yes.
string wrapped around it,
Yes.
an apple. Because that's not suspicious.
Yeah, he said what
S-
looks like an apple.
Yeah, a strange meat wrapped in a cloth wrap.
Yep.
A necklace with a clay pendant with a star, which is kind of distorted, so the points are kind of like curved. Would you say?
That's right.
Is it more like is it more like this one
Break it all.
here, Dad? Yeah, right.
I've described what it looks like.
It's fucking that one.
And he's got a tattoo on his hip of a dolphin, which is kind of like leaping over.
That's right. Just a couple of other things then. He has like a small amount of paper that's wrapped up, and open it, there's a white sort of grainy substance in there.
Okay.
A piece of bark in the same bag.
Spell components. Yeah.
And a brass hairbrush.
Okay. Take it all. Anything which tingles as I take it?
No. The hairbrush does have remnants of hair still in the brush part, so it's not new.
If kind of like compared to his hair,
It does not match his hair.
didn't think it would. Oh, that's going to be exciting.
Scry that one.
His hair, not his
Dramos becomes the creep.
Avoid
Scry. Only
scry
scry
some hair.
at the weird time of the day. Yeah, I'm gonna scry late at night.
Ever since learning Scry, Dramos has been going to bed early.
Get that lube. That's alright.
I
me.
just
Fire
with
it.
a golden blue.
Makes it tricky with the crystal ball though, doesn't
It's alright. I only need one one hand.
You hear upstairs a thunk and the roll.
The ball roll. That's when the sound comes out.
Oh, who dropped this?
Right. The next day you can't scry because it's so smeared.
That's alright. I prefer the friction. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll take it all. I'm sure there's some clues in there for something somewhere down the line.
Definitely.
Um,
That fucking apple.
I'll close his eyes.
Okay. Yeah.
Say-
You close his remaining eye.
Oh.
I'll just. I hope your soul goes to Gar and passes over without issue. I don't know how to do that thing.
A number of other townsfolk got severely injured. A few were killed because they were still in the vicinity.
There are other people injured. I will run around,
Trying to heal them,
helping them.
I assumed you were having. We dealt with the main thing, but there was a few people crowded around the time who didn't understand the significance of it. And while they backed off, it didn't take much to just outright kill some of them with the severity of the explosion.
I can aid 5 people.
There's certainly 5 people who were injured. That we don't need to go into the details of it, but you can go around and.
Well, what I'll do then is, because we had a short rest, I gave one of the channel divinities back. Anybody I can see within, I think it's 30 foot, I'll use channel divinity and I'll stick points into them.
Okay.
Just
All right.
try
So
and
yeah,
save
you
as
summon
many as I can.
Paradaris to you, and this burst of Darius's energy, and you see the wounds knitting back together on the people surrounding you. People are surprised as this happening and seeing this radiant burst from you. Makes
Praise
Harbinger
Darius.
going around touching people individually seem quite pathetic by comparison.
Is it necessary?
The cheek.
There, you'll be okay.
I'm just going to do a drink again, so.
I think
Where to next?
Temple.
temple people.
I don't have to retire him.
Sorry, mate.
Well, that's
Yeah.
sorry, dude. I've tried to warn as much as I can without metagaming.
I was
I didn't know what. Well, I thought he was actually just going to control them.
No.
So
Yeah.
I was going to. It was going to be Spirit Guardians, and I'm going for him.
Yeah.
And you know,
That was-
whoever comes close, well, you can get a whack as well.
It was just
You know.
unlucky, man.
Yeah,
I think
no,
like
it's as soon
those
as you
daggers,
said
I was
you were
like-
gonna, as soon as you said you were going to run around the side of the building, I was like,
yeah.
and it's that sort of situation where you just want to go, nah, go, and that's what I was trying to say in character. I was like, run.
I don't know.
Sorry, dude.
So I use kind of warrior smarts, like Raven isn't going to put himself, because he knows I can sprint 40 feet and hit him.
Yeah.
I was.
He isn't going to put himself that close to me.
No.
I'm trying to risk it, 'cause
He
I
ain't
mean,
going to be
It's,
there.
yeah, no.
I feel like Oberyn would
did,
try and do
you
it.
did exactly what you were going to. What old Warren would have
Because
done.
yeah, because if I would have thrown a dagger, if I would have gone straight through him, I probably would have just gone.
Then we all would've gone
and then
right.
yeah, I
Do
would
you,
have
know,
ran.
do you know what I'm more pissed about? The fact that we didn't find fucking Sarrow and Dimmy. I'm more pissed about that.
Well, you don't know. Maybe they were in the warehouse next door.
If they've got Warren's body, they've got fucking Fred's body.
Don't worry, I've still got Morthel's body. I'm gonna give the
You're going to bring Fred back
Give
into
the bag
Morthel's
and-
body
give it.
with that head.
I'll give the bag another kick.
Oh, mamma mia, I have come back. Do you think I am still looking as good as I did before?
You're looking a bit charred, mate.
Oh, mamma mia.
Charisma has gone right down.
Minimum, I can still roll a 17. I
How
might
many
just have
times did
advantage.
Oberyn die before?
3 times.
3.
Yeah, the last
Yeah.
time
Well,
you
that's
said you
that's
didn't
why I
want
said
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I don't want to die. If I die, I want to stay dead this time.
At that point, the DC's 19, I think. So.
Well,
It's not even that. It's just
I
the fact
think
that
the
I'm just
last
like,
time-
I've had enough now. I've had enough of them.
The last time I brought you back with one of the cards,
Cards, yeah.
but I did feel rather guilty because it was one of the other cards that was preventing anyone else bringing him back as well. It was
Oh, so wait, that was like.
You still got cards left.
yeah.
Pull them. Let's just do everything tonight.
So, when you get closer, you can see 3 full buildings were taken out. So, the main building and the buildings on either side, they exploded internally as well. Obviously, the surrounding buildings then took collateral damage from it. I mean, you've run around and tried to heal as many people as you can. You've wowed people with your healing, and Harbinger's helped as well. You've cleared Orborin's body. I mean, Gartok, you look on. This is...
I'm guessing I'm just seeing just Goliath body parts everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, what he did was serious. Now, despite the state of the city, various people do run to the area, and you see the number of people that you recognise were militia guards, wearing plain clothes now, who run into the area and, is everybody okay? Is everybody okay? And see you helping. And what can we do?
Do I see any of the people that are in the mob?
Yeah.
What's their reaction?
Shocked. Again, that that Dunkirk beach sort of. It's not what I expected. Not what I asked for. Not what I wanted.
Is part of why we said don't do anything. Militia, those former militia, help those you can, get them back to shelter, stay in groups, avoid anything with a golden collar or a black collar on.
Do we see Sarah or his mate come out of any of the buildings with a shell-shocked look on their face?
Sadly, no.
That's a
I'm
shame.
going to get that before the end of the night.
There's only so much you can do tonight.
You say that. I'm off tomorrow. I'm willing to pay for an all-nighter.
I think we're all off tomorrow. Are you open tomorrow?
I'm open tomorrow. I'm in.
Well, there we go. It's an all-day session. I'll pay some money. Quite happily. No, seriously. So yeah.
You would, wouldn't you? You'd bloody just sit here all day and go
I would.
house to house.
Yep.
I would. I would turn into a bat and start flying around. I would do anything that I could. Anyway, back to what we're meant to be doing. So yeah. So I'd ask the militia to help get people into shelter.
I think we should get people up to maybe the market, somewhere open.
Yeah.
Get open until we can clear out the building. We don't know who or what is in them. We've seen all kinds of things while we've been
The
here.
halls were empty when we checked. We haven't checked the upper floors, so take them to the marketplace, get them into the halls, but check the upper floors before you do that.
Will do. Yeah.
Check some of the shops around them as well. They're still standing.
We'll keep them outside until we've made sure the building is absolutely clear.
Yeah.
We've seen
Yeah, I'll
huge
keep the details.
hulking
That's all I'm
grey
gonna do,
beasts
really.
with massive long arms under the control of hobgoblins. We've seen those. We've seen some large green skin creatures. The worst thing that we've had while you've been gone is these sallow-faced. I would swear that they're dead, but they're not. They were serving quite high up in their military. Haven't seen any since yesterday. Now I don't know if they've gone on the boats, but a whole bunch of them have fled. The enemy, that is. Up in the north as well, the dragon is just ripped apart between the two northern walls, and hobgoblins are streaming out of the city to the north.
How many are left?
How many what? Hobgoblins? Militia. Separating the groups. I know of another 6, but there may be others.
Once you've got as many people as you can into the marketplace and check the halls, try and gather as many as you can into a single place. Again, outside the halls, in one of the buildings next to the halls.
Alright. We're on it. We're on it.
We're going to head towards the Temple of the People and a few other important places to make just to see what's left.
Alright.
Temple of the People next then.
Yeah.
Okay. So you pretty much move with the militia as they start urging people up Dock Street towards the market. The militia guy you spoke to, Bray, herds the people as much as he can, and every side street he sees someone down. He says, "You there, come with me," and starts herding them all into the centre. As you pass through the marketplace, and he's getting everybody in the centre area. Stay away from the buildings. We do not know what's in there. Until we have cleared one, You do not, and his voice fades away as you continue moving north.
Or keep an eye out on the way north for Sarrow and his mate.
Those guys have really rubbed you up the wrong way, haven't they?
We're also
Just on the off chance, you know.
We're checking dead bodies as we pass, just in case we know them, because we still haven't described any of the groups, and I'm consciously looking to see if they're people we recognise.
Yeah.
So, you move up.
Did we find an orange thing tied around Orcorin's toe?
What?
Bit of metagaming here.
I wasn't looking when I wrapped him up.
Yes, he did have an orange thing wrapped around his toe, didn't they? They did to identify him.
So that's something that we would look for on any potential bodies that we pass.
Okay.
It would have been a note.
Was he wearing boots when I saw
He was
him?
barefoot.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
something orange on flesh is quite noticeable.
Yeah, if you remember, you healed him. I said he was barefoot. His feet were all bleeding.
Oh, right, okay. Did he have an orange tag on it?
He did,
Oh. So
like a piece of meat.
looking for
I
orange
suspect he
tags
probably
on
didn't leave
bodies.
it on, though.
He didn't say he ripped it off, so I'm
No.
taking
I didn't rip it off, so.
Okay, so you guys moving out the marketplace here.
Yeah,
Right.
we would have just come up the side as we normally did, kind of head that
So,
way.
so that through there, or so is it important? Do you want to go this way, or do you want to head up to the wall?
Towards Stone Street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we'll go that way. Why not?
Okay. So you head up and you get to the top of Stone Street.
No, we'll stay together.
Looking to the right, as you get to the top of Stone Street, you can see there's a cluster of people further down the street around here, all in a group. But you can't see exactly what they're doing or talking. There's some distance away.
Excuse me! Uncle.
Oh, cast
Oh, yeah.
thaumaturgy as she calls.
Okay. One of them looks over, squints over at you,
Me?
Mm-hmm.
and says, "Hey, jog over to you. You're you.
Yes.
He thought you were all dead.
We're not
They
dead.
said that you'd all been killed."
They lied.
Well, obviously they lied.
We have killed Volatile, and we're taking back the city. There's a group of militia and survivors in the city centre. Go to the marketplace in the halls.
The marketplace.
Yes.
Okay, I'll go back to my group and I'll tell them.
Yeah.
What were you doing here? Just making sure that everything's okay. Because we are trying to understand what's going on.
There's all the fires, and so we got outside and trying to decide what to do. We didn't know whether to try and get through the Elven quarter.
No, don't.
Stay away from there. Yeah.
Don't try and get through the Elven quarter. That's coming from an elf.
We were considering it heavily, but we saw the dragon go over the top of it.
Did
So
the dragon breathe on the Elven quarter?
we think so. I mean, really, you can only see the wall from here. But I saw the dragon over the top, and it let fire down onto the other side. Maybe it was beyond the wall. Maybe it was just on top of the wall. That's what we saw. That gave us pause. I mean, the elves would help us, surely, in this situation. They'd let us through. They have a gate of their own to get out of the city.
Head
The
to
wall
front.
that separates the elves from the, let's call it the human side, is there like a walkway going across the top of it, or
There is.
There is.
Yeah.
Is it normally patrolled by elves or humans, or
Elves.
it's normally patrolled by elves? I will be back shortly, and I'm going to start running in that direction.
All right, we run down
I'll
this.
meet you. I'll meet you at the Temple of the People, and I'm going to start sprinting down that way.
You as a group should move to the marketplace.
It's fast.
Anyone you see, tell them that we are taking back the city. And we are not dead. We've been at the Tower of Darius, and we're back. We're back.
All right, so he runs to the group.
Like the Ghostbusters.
You're ahead because you ran ahead, and the group sort of parts to let you through as you run past. You dimly hear the man behind you saying, "Well, they said to get to the marketplace. There's help in the marketplace. Everybody this way." You run on, getting your way all the way to the. You get down here, head down Market Way, and then along Mylock Street.
Yeah.
To where the main gates are.
Are there any of the elven guards there?
No elves on the gate. No elves on the wall. The gates are still shut.
Right. What would... I mean, I've been through it a number of times. What seals get? Is there like a bar on the other side?
There is a bar on the other side. There is always 2 elves on this side as well.
Yeah. Right. Is there any way of getting up the... How high is the wall?
The wall's about 30 feet high.
Okay. Are there any way of... Are there any steps going up it? Are there any ladders going up it?
There is not. So most of the outer wall here is the very old wall that was part of the city.
Yeah.
This wall here is a new elven-made wall.
Right.
It's very smooth, built surfaces. It's exactly the sort of architecture you'd expect from the skilled elves.
Yeah.
Skilled.
Don't get me wrong, I hate them. I hate them so much.
Ah, but Dark Elves, eh?
Right up their own arses, they are, those elves.
What, Dark Elves?
One moment.
No.
All the elves.
It's a regular elves.
Dark elves.
I've been to too many LARPs where elves are just humans playing them as thugs.
Yeah.
Because they're still humans and they don't act like elves.
They I imagine they just don't play arrogant, they just play pricks.
Whereas we do have some because they're really arrogant.
But that's what high elves are.
No, that's a good point. How do you play Dark Elves? Dark Elves is arrogant and just the same as High Elves.
Dark elves are in our world. Dark elves are a faction of the 8 houses, which make up all the elven houses. So they are pretty pretentious, but they are the black sheep. Even though they're white, they are the black sheep of the elven houses.
Yeah.
And elves in our world are very pale because they live underground.
I do.
Lots of LARP does have drow, but I mean it's
different.
Yeah, it's controversial now. So
To do blackface.
yeah, because that's essentially the problem. They black up. So not in every system, but a lot of that's changed now to take on a more purple hue, so it's not as offensive.
More dritzed.
Yeah.
He only had violet eyes. He was still black skinned. The gate, is it made of wood or stone?
Made out of wood.
Of course it is.
In a little hole.
I'll go to the wall. The edge. I'll go to the edge of the like gatehouses either side of
There are.
Right, I'm going to go to the corner and I'm going to stone shape handholds
Okay.
into, and I'm just going to keep doing that.
All right. You cast the stone, bends and recesses in, making holes for you, and you concentrate. Bit at a
It's
time.
through the circlet, so it's unlimited usage as far as I'm aware. It's
So you work your way up
yeah.
and get up to the top of the wall. From the top of the wall, you can look left and right. Did Gartox, were you following or staying with the rest of the group?
I debated going, but I stayed with these
Stayed with
guys.
the group. Okay. So you climb over the top wall and you can see the battlement that goes either way. There's no one on top of the wall.
Right.
You can see in the Elven Quarter down the city in a run that goes from here in a line. There's a black scorched area with a number of the buildings burnt out, still ablaze in some areas. You can just about see some elves running around trying to deal with the fires, which are all the buildings here are wood, and there's extensive trees and everything. Lots of that is on fire as well. So the attack here happened very recently.
Right. But there are elves running.
There are elves in there, yeah.
Right.
But on the gate,
Well,
no
I
one.
don't know. Just 2 wins.
Right. Okay. Well, it's their affair, to be honest. So I shall clamber back down.
Yeah, you just catch a glimpse of the Pure Palace there, which appears to be intact.
Whereabouts is the temple?
So the temple is
my temple.
well, it'd be just close to the Pure Palace over this side here.
Right. Okay. And does that look okay? Or?
You think so? You're looking over the tops of the other buildings.
Yeah. Okay.
It looks like the damage mostly went through the centre.
I shall have to get in touch with my childhood mentor and see if he's still okay.
Okay. I'm just trying to cope with the bitterness that's... It's always been called the Pure Palace.
Well, somebody needs to deal with that.
I'll go.
Someone's going into desecrate.
Someone is going into defecating it.
That's Reinhold.
That's
Reinhold's
right.
job.
Me and Reinhold
Dad.
walking.
Reinhold, we've got a special mission that only you can accomplish.
I'll get you in, and you do you.
You need someone who can shit on demand.
You do.
A special
Everywhere.
military operation. I'll clamber back down the wall. I shall, as I'm coming down, I'll get rid of the
Handholds. That's very considerate of you.
as I come back down.
Okay. All right.
And then I'll make my way back and towards the Temple of the People.
Okay.
At which point I'm going to grab myself another.
We would just start walking around going, you can run faster now.
Watch out for the
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep hurting
blade.
yourself.
All right, don't be a pussy about it, though. Okay, so Corin eventually comes running back down the street. I presume he says, it's all fine. So you make your way left then and head along the wall and get to North Gate. Going under North Gate, you can see that the outer part of this has been barricaded up. It looks like defences have been built here. The whole area directly outside this gate is really excessive signs of bad fire damage. It looks in quite a large area as if the soil itself has been burned. Okay.
Nothing of the Helvetian garrison.
The Helvetian garrison is just a flattened area of wood. The occasional burnt timber sticks up, outlining where it used to be, but it went down and doesn't look like the occupying force really did anything. There were some tents around the area, but those tents are lying flat now. Not tents of Helvetian design, more rough made. Looking to your right hand side, you can see all of the recent buildings. All have been burned. There are corpses everywhere along here. This whole area right in front of the gate seems to be relatively clear of bodies, but once you look at the area in between these two runs of buildings, corpses all over the ground along here. The main gates to the city lie wide open, showing the Milok's way.
Any signs or bodies of orange tags?
Make an investigation check for me.
Somebody else want to make this investigation check?
If you tell me what to look for, I can take a look.
Orange tags. On bodies. I've got a 15.
14.
Okay. You find no signs of orange tags, but this whole area here is relatively clear of bodies. You find what looks to be blood stains on the ground, and as if trenches where it looks like people have been dragged. You know, their feet have been behind, and you also find cart tracks which lead into the city.
So we carry on working our way towards the temple.
Just carry on walking towards the temple.
Alright, so you make your way north slightly and then turn east. You can see all the bodies of hobgoblins strewn out ahead of you. In plenty of cases, it's what looks like a skeleton with thick black remnants on it. For all intents and purposes, you're looking at full barbecue ribs, that sort of thing, where you've got the rib and it's been barbecued and it's burnt and just stuck to the bone. It's a skeleton with thick black crust over it. It's, for the most part, it's when you can see bits of armour or the extended front jaw that allows you to identify it as a hobgoblin rather than a human. The devastation here is total. It appears this area in particular, the dragon must have gone over a number of times, backwards and forwards, sweeping it. And that's when you see it. On the rise ahead of you, nothing. Just a pile of rubble where the Temple of People used to stand. Stones flung out in every direction around, mounds of soil thrown out. The temple has been completely, from the ground up, ripped to pieces. In some cases, you can see the white, huge stones that the Harbinger, the other Harbinger, had brought in and placed a good 50 metres away from where the temple is. As if something has grabbed it with powerful hands and just thrown it to the side in its effort to get at whatever it was after. You make your way along the run, getting closer towards the temple, making your way up the rise. You can see the stones marking where the doorway would have been and some remnants of tile flooring, but it is wide open to the sky now. Puddles of water inside where rain has settled on it.
Well, I'm not there, so I can't laugh.
Oh, you caught up with
Cool.
Oh, right, okay.
Is there a big hole?
Someone scry the Tower of Darius for him, would you?
That's coming soon.
I'm getting my fun while I can.
That's coming soon. So, is there, when you say there's kind of like the entrance, kind of like just
the base stones, yeah.
When we get up to that, is there a big hole?
Not there, but a bit further in, on the left-hand side where you know the catacombs were, there is a crater. The catacombs have been dug down into, and you can see the outlines of what would have been the rooms down there. Again, all the flagstones piled up, thrown to the side. You can see what would have been the vault, cleaned out. Mm-hmm.
What was down there, dare I ask?
Most of the items that we brought back from those different things. Coffin, there was the shields with the gatekeeper, I think he said he was.
Wasn't there something with some kind of control on it? Was that the shield, or was it some armour?
That was the shields. No, there was armour as well, which had...
The one that was Galean was using, well, a Harbinger was being controlled by.
That's right, yes.
The Bloodstone.
The Janai Stone, which was under the original, where the guild house was. That was down there.
Yeah, it wasn't massively full. There were
I'm
about,
sure there was a sword down there as well.
There were.
I don't know. I'm going to walk along, well, like, sort of scrabble over to where the mirror room was. Oh, fucking moribund spiders are now.
Well, there's certainly no room where Moribund's room was. So as far as you were concerned, the mirror was upstairs, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I'm going to walk to under where it would be.
Okay, well then there's just a pile of rubble there.
I'll walk to where my room would be, in front of the temple.
Okay. Again,
Front of the temple.
the upstairs story is gone, so it's looking for bits of... I mean, you can see a bit of bed, which you think is yours. Make a perception check for me.
What my bullets are now.
You find your favourite teddy there in the rubble.
It's double figures.
17. Would have
Good
been a
job.
natural one.
Yeah, it's a good job she's got advantage.
You find some remnants of what looks like the decorations of your room. You have to put your hands under this a huge piece of masonry and push it to the side. There's a whole section of your bedstead here, and you find a sack.
Is it my money sack or my harbinger sack?
It's your harbinger sack.
Is it empty?
No. He's still in there.
I've had gentle repairs cast on him for a while.
Oh,
Set that aside.
Something wrong with you people.
we like putting things in sacks.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
keep
don't forget
moving.
Volatile.
I'm gonna keep moving stuff. Look for my money sack.
Okay. So you continue to look around. What about the rest of you?
I would instinctively go looking probably towards where my room was, knowing that Toad was still in the building. And again, just start searching through for anything I can find.
I guess I'd be just following around these guys, helping them out. Any kind of heavy lifting, anything moving out of the way, or
Don't worry, I'm sure it can be rebuilt bigger and better than before.
Oh dear.
A voice comes from behind you towards the entrance. I saw it happen. Sten's voice. I saw it from the walls. The dragon. It left for a while and then came back and tore your building down. There's nothing left now. He still wears his dark frock coat, shirt underneath, riding boots, empty scabbard at his side, collar around his neck.
There's a collar around his neck.
There's a collar
is it
around
a
his
golden
neck.
one, or is it a black one?
Golden one.
What do you intend on doing?
It's what I would like to do, but I don't trust myself. For now, I feel I am me, and I look around and feel that people need to be whipped into order. We need to repair this damage, but I know in a moment I could just as easily turn and hang 100 people.
What can you tell us about what's been going on?
I'm not me. I wouldn't trust anything I told you. I wouldn't trust me. I feel I'm me now, but I don't know.
What would you suggest we do with you then?
Put his hand down to his scabbard where his sword was. Were I in your shoes, I would make the sensible decision and have me hung. I'm a liability like this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to like a spell.
Fireball.
Fireball! Fucking, you didn't know it.
What?
No,
Wait, you got fireball?
I'm gonna
Hold
cast
it back.
Zone of Truth.
Okay.
Could you make a charisma saving throw, please?
Well, as we know, Sten is very charismatic. That's a 10.
DC is 18. That's high. Did you aid Morthel, Ravaran, or the Deacon prior to that collar being put on?
No.
I feel as if he's lost. Oh no, he
He
can't
can't-
lie.
he can't lie.
Yeah.
Yes, tell the truth or not speak.
I did not.
And are you Sten? Are you the Sten that we've known?
That is a difficult question to answer. I would say no. I am Duosten. I don't think that name should belong to me anymore. Soiled it. I've thought about pulling on this collar hard. I don't hear them anymore, but I've done a lot wrong. But prior to this, my intentions, though sometimes strict, were for the best part of the town. And ask you to remember before, when I assisted you, when I gifted you the quarry, when I helped you with the temple, when I remember the things that I did that aided you. And end me now, so I can do no more harm. I would choose not to remember. Guess mage hand, okay.
Start going over towards him. It's invisible.
Okay.
I'm going to walk over to him.
We're not acting under your own. It was not intentional.
Saw my hands. This was my hands, Harbinger.
I understand that.
Send a message to Harbinger. Move away from him. And I'll send the same message to Corin if I see him walking over.
Yeah, Corin is walking over.
If you
Why?
if you were to live, would you work to restore this city to its former glory?
I would, but as I said, not only do I not trust myself, having seen the things that I've done, I could not expect the people of this town to have any faith in me. There is just me left. My sister is gone, I'm not blind to that. There's just me and my memories. How could you sleep with knowing that you've done things that you would never choose to do?
Granting his wish as we get back.
I'll look round to Drama.
Trust and faith can be earned. And earned back.
After this, how could you ask anyone to have faith? Them, the gods, all powerful, did nothing to stop this.
Do not have faith in gods, have faith in these people.
We took down my fell.
Did you? Then you people should lead. You should inspire the town, rebuild it.
We all know that someone who is good in battle does not mean they're good at leading.
So, Coram, you moved over. You get Dramos' message? Do you
Yes, yeah, I'm still moving over.
You're still moving over, Tim? Okay.
I will talk quietly to Sten. I have an offer for you. I would offer you a place up in the tower to the north.
In the tower.
To run it in my absence. But we will need to remove that from your neck.
You need to remove it from my neck. And you would need to You would need to remove my memories of what I'd done. But worse than that, for me to know that other people had seen me, what they made me. How am I supposed to? How am I supposed to look someone in the eye and ask them to trust me?
Well, it is your decision. We can remove the memories for you now, or you can choose a different life. This land is a large one. We have travelled far to the north. There are other towns, other towers, other villages, possibly other cities.
You could remove this collar.
Yes.
And you could remove the knowledge from me.
The choice I gave you was removal of your memories or choosing a new life.
We must live with the mistakes that we've made, with the things that we've been through, the hardships. Otherwise, they will be made again.
Persuasion.
Don't want me persuading him. I'd be like one of those terrible people on the Samaritan's helpline.
Do it.
Do it.
21.
I feel that he choosing life is taking the coward's way out. Maybe I could fix some things. Behind the scenes, though, I could not stand in front of people. If you could remove this from me, whatever happens now, if I'm to die, if I'm to live, if I die, let me die as Sten, not as what they made me.
Well, I'll reach forward. I'll cast Death Ward on him.
Right.
So, I presume he doesn't know what that is.
No. What have you done? Is this
It has granted you a level of protection.
level of protection?
You will not die if we remove the collar.
Mage hand is. Let's go up towards that stream.
Harbinger, you may want to take a few steps back. More than a few.
I'll look back at Drama.
What's he doing?
And I'll walk back towards Dramos at this point.
Wait, you said you could remove it.
Yes.
Then where are you going?
Well, there's going to be a substantial amount of damage.
What?
But do not worry, you will survive. It is. I've kind of turned around and I'm stepping back with every word. You will survive this.
What's Drama's?
He takes a step towards you, but that is not what I. I mean.
I'll send a message to stand still.
Keep stepping back. Do not worry. Think of this as a cleansing of your soul.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of these. These necklaces go off now. In fact, I've been involved with. With a few. What's the blast radius roughly?
it's substantial.
Substantial. Okay.
30 foot away.
Exhibit A.
30 foot. Two-thirds
And I'm
two-thirds
going
of
to
a
be
round.
Behind, and I'm going to be behind a big stone as he sees me. You've been protected. It may sting a little.
It sounds like it'll do more than sting.
You have the protection of Darius. And I've stepped another 10 foot back at that point.
You're going to be fine.
Count to 3.
To 3,
Count to 3.
starting at like 1, 2.
Now,
Bang.
Dramos.
Yeah.
Sten is engulfed in flame. The flame arcs out from his neck. He is thrown to the floor, damage to more of the temple. Small stones flying in every direction. You're far enough back that none of you are affected. Just some debris flies out towards you. Sten is down on the ground.
I'll move back in. And, what is that fucking spells?
I'm not even sorry.
I ain't got anything that big.
Oh right.
Can we just take an average roll on a D8?
D8. Do you want
D8.
D8?
Hold on.
Pretty nice idea.
Here
Yes.
you go. D8.
D8.
Got a 6.
Oh, 16 points of healing back into Sten.
Okay.
First level.
So the
sword.
burns start turning back to pink flesh. You said sting.
I said. He said sting. I said you would survive.
Sting was not a strong enough word, Dramos.
But you are alive.
I'm not looking at him.
You are alive, and the collar is gone. The collar has gone, hasn't it?
It has gone, yeah.
Oh, fuck, we have to.
You wouldn't want to do that again.
No.
Kind of got this picture of this neck just got massively extended as it
Yeah.
went up and it's pounded back down.
See that as, or take that as maybe part of your penance for what you have done. But for now, we will head north. There are a lot of displaced people at the tower. There will need to be organisation. There will be a lot of scared people.
You want to see what's going on in the town?
Yes, I think it is time that I returned home.
I'm going to start scrying your town. I'm going to be sat on the stone which I dug behind, scrying.
Yeah.
And
Are we going to start seeing a load of people coming back south?
So the vision clears and you see people all around the rock that forms the tower. Loads of people on the outside. It's late in the getting late in the day now. It's after midday.
After midday, wow.
Yeah. And you see the vision of it, the huge column of rock leading up with a single story of tower left. Top 3 stories are gone. Stone cast down from the top, chunks of it down on the ground.
I've spent good money putting that place back together, you know.
Something hit the tower and hard to rip this whole section away. It looks like all the people surrounding it are the people who were underneath. There's a lot of it injured out there. You will see also the group from most of the group from Operation Pincer arriving back at the tower with a whole group of should we say handless individuals
Not gonna lie, Corin. Your tower's seen better days.
Has it been attacked? It is something I've been expecting, guy.
You've got a single story left.
That's not much.
It looks like there's a big group of people around the base coming out the entrance. Seems a bit chaotic. Hold on, Mom. There's another group approaching. It looks like most of the people from the boats have made it back.
Maybe they were successful.
They have a group of prisoners with them.
Afternoon, gentlemen.
BT
Madam.
BT must have somehow got to the prisoners again.
I can only tell you what I see, but
Well,
we know
that's-
someone with a quarry at least, Corin. I'm sure we can come to some arrangements.
Well, I'm sure all the stone is there still. It just needs putting back in the correct place. But yes,
And
Well,
hauling
look at the
up
Welsh
the
wall.
rock. But,
yes. Well, don't worry. I had some stonemasons already working there. Let us hope they are still alive.
They're gonna want paying more.
Danger
I
money.
was going to be honest. It's going to take an extra 2 weeks.
What the heck?
maybe a week and a half. You've had 3 weeks every day.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Yeah,
a
I'll
chance for me
describe
to
the scene.
redesign it as I want it to be.
Yeah.
I'll describe the scene. If anybody was on the upper floors, unless they fled.
Well, I think, Laurie
I'll describe for him.
and the hag.
Laurie Byrne was with the guys that came here.
Ah, was she?
The Oracle
The Oracle was
at the temple, at the
dead.
tower.
The Oracle died. I'm sure. Who died? Who was sharing the room with Byrne?
That was the Oracle.
I thought
No.
she died somewhere. Someone who.
No, that was
Oh, you're talking about Susnos.
Susnos.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's right. Yes,
yeah. The Oracle had the other room.
yes. My old room. Yes. So there's the Oracle. Byrne, it would seem, would be safe.
I'll scribe Laurie next.
Was Reinhold on one of the missions?
He was with you.
Oh, he came with us.
Yeah.
Yes, good.
Thank
Yes,
goodness.
he
I
saves you,
remember.
Corin.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I'll scribe Laurie next.
Thanks, Darius.
Each one is a 10-minute cast, so
So you sit down to scry for Laurie, and that's where we'll leave it tonight.
But we did level up.
You guys chose not to take a long rest. That's, I'm
Did
going to be it. You didn't find your gold now.
I didn't.
No.
It's somewhere here.
Mine's safe.
If I were to
in the
visit
bottom
my
of the tower.
cabin, is it still standing?
Whatever.
It's a question for another time, isn't it?
Okay.
It's hidden.
Alright.
Yeah, your cabin was in between the town and where the hobgoblin forts were, so it was in that sort of area. You're gonna have to go out there and look.
Right, let's try. Oh yeah, let's try that next. Let's start. What my thought process is. I'm gonna scry people that we know were on various different missions now.
Okay.
So now that I've seen the temple, the tower, scry Laurie, scry the Oracle. I'm gonna make note.
So that's took out the floor that had the summoning circle on the ground. I think
It's taken out.
the top floor. Then the floor below that was like a barracks, I believe.
It's
then
top of the barracks, and then beneath that was the temple level.
Oh shit! Oh no, it was the one below that was the one.
The dragon came in through the stained glass window for the temple.
Oh, I just had that redone.
Laurie and Datura were in the room at the time.
Fuck.
Are they? They're dead then.
Datura rolled top of the initiative, and she quadruple moved, and she heard Laurie yell out because it was the dragon next, and then it was Laurie.
Right.
Okay. So there we go. Interesting session, guys. I'm very sorry.
It's alright, no
It's
worries.
just the way it happens.
It's fine.
We haven't
I'll
had
say,
it.
to be honest, like, Warren, I didn't really know what to do with him after this, so I was a bit like, oh, he died.
Well, there we go. Oh, and as usual, I have to say, if I didn't say it at the beginning, Midnight Syndicate provided the music for tonight. Thank you very much, Midnight Syndicate. MidnightSyndicate.com. Thank you. All right. There we go.
Thank you very much. I will say, because this is probably going to be my last session in playing
Yeah,
with
yeah.
you
Where
guys.
it's coming up.
For a while.
For a long